What's up, everyone? Welcome back. We finally made it to the Victoris Draft League. Not much more time to waste. I'm here, joined by Salt, and obviously our favorite backup caster, Shibby. Shibby, how you going today? Good to hear. What about you, Salt? How you going?
I'm doing pretty well. I'm doing very well. Very excited to be back.
Well.
Very excited.
Sick. Okay, well, look. Oh my God. No way.
Perfect timing. Let's go.
Last second. Shibby, you can unmute. You can join us here on desk. We are live right now, but we did just get our final analyst joining us on desk just in the nick of time while we wait for them to set up, get ready, get prepared. Look, Salt, let's start off with what's happening today. I'll explain, and then we can cover up what's going on. It's the Victoris Draft League, as mentioned earlier. The Hounds still 6-0. They haven't managed to drop a single game. They are rocking it so strong. While the Wolves 5-1, only dropping their game to the Hounds. Probably the two highest ranked teams right now, and there doesn't seem to be much contention. No one's even coming close to their score. On the other hand, everyone else is kind of steadily finding their places, and Ducks are all the way down the bottom at 0-6. Not exactly the best score, but look, there's still room for them to climb back up in the game. It is not over. Out of the 6 teams, 4 of them will proceed at the end of week 5. We're currently in week 3, so there's still just enough games to climb their way back in. And for our first game, we're going to see the Hornets facing up against the Rhinos. The Hornets, they've gone 3-3. They've gone really even, really stable, really comfortable. They've lost against the teams above them. They've won against the teams below them. Who would have thought? And they'll be facing up against the Rhinos, who are 1-5, who have only won their game up against the Ducks, which they played against recently. Not looking the hottest, but still, again, plenty of room back into the game. Now, Salt, we're not too clear on everything about these teams. We've only had a couple weeks to cover them. They're drafted up out of nowhere, but I mean, it's going to be Hounds taking the split. Do you have any feelings about Hornets and Rhinos, the Hounds and Wolves? What's going on?
I mean, I think the Grizzlies and Hornets, like middle of the pack, right? Very solid matchup. Player skill level is very similar, and I think if the game, swings either way, that's the team that is going to take the cake there in that matchup. But Wolves and Hounds is where it's at. That's where the crazy stuff happens, and that's where big plays will be seen. A lot of big names that we've seen in Victoris before on both of these teams. Saturation, Juanito on the Hounds. And if you take a look at the Wolves, they got Amistan, one of the best ADCs out there in Victoris. Karthik, big MVP jungler, always been there from almost the very beginning. JDK, J double kill in the mid lane. I think both these teams are very insane, and it's always going to be push and pull. Even if one of them gets an advantage, playing around timers, and that's exactly what both these teams are very good at. Although the Ducks and Ducks and Rhinos kind of lacking behind, unfortunately. They're not really finding their footing just yet. But, we'll see how it does fare. And last split, we did see some Kingmakers. So, will the Ducks be able to pull it out again? That's the real question here.
Is that Shibby with the camera on?
Oh, that's
Give
crazy.
us a wave. Give us a wave. Give us some words from your mouth. What's going on?
Nothing much. Just in the nick of time, it seems like. And yeah, Salt, like you said, you couldn't have said it better, right? You've got a lot of stacked rosters, a lot of mixed people here. We've got champions from the previous. You got team players from champions of the previous split. We've got, like you said, JDK or JKK. We've got players that when we thought combined in the first team All-Pro of last split, oh my God, these guys would run the gambit. And you see right now, there's some undefeated teams, there's some middle of the pack. I think right now we're starting to get into the groove of things where everything's very competitive right now. I don't know if Udyr is enabled or if he's still disabled.
Is enabled. He's
enabled. So there we go. We're going to run back into, and I predict, an Udyr Hecarim meta, right? Hecarim super busted right now with the Eclipse build. You can go Udyr as well. We're going to get back into that farming, slam jamming, give me full clear Titans. I'm really excited for that stuff.
Okay, you know what? I'm really glad that you were talking about Hecarim here, because I was just talking to Salt while we were pre-game setting things up. Okay, Salt, Hecarim has been super ultra sicko mode is the only word I can use to describe this beast of a horse half. What was it? A centaur. That's it. Centaur. They've been crazy. Hecarim has been in and out of the jungle, just absolutely demolishing every single lane. Maybe a little bit too strong after recent buffs. So, what is going to happen to Hecarim in the next patch?
So they're reducing his AD ratio on that Q, which has been, just a massive nuisance. Getting 3 stacks just amplifies his damage so much more. So getting rid of that, a little bit of that AD helps out a good chunk. But the damage healed from his W, I don't think that's the biggest problem with that spell. It's going to be the armor and magic resist that you're constantly getting over and over and over again. 35 at rank 5, level 13, that's when, that's so much armor and magic resist as well as healing throughout all of that. So just sort of gutting him a little bit. But I don't think this will be enough to push him out of the meta. He's just not going to be dealing as much damage, but he will still be just as drain tanky as before.
Man, Hecarim has just been. I hate playing against Hecarim, man. I love playing him. I hate playing against him. He's so fast, he's so dangerous, and he's so strong. Now, Shibby, on the other hand, you were just talking about the Hecarim Udyr like meta we're going to kind of walk into. Hecarim might be fading out of the meta as we walk into Worlds with the next patch coming up. But how do we feel about Udyr? How does Udyr place? Are they the best jungler right now? I know they're fairly strong in the top lane. What's the vibe?
I think he's de facto number one right now, right? Like his flexibility, you go Conqueror, you go Ghost, you go Challenging Smite or Chilling Smite. It's the fact that you can essentially build him tank and you go Unflinching plus the Tenacity rune, and you literally will never get CC'd. You can never get slowed. He has a slow field, so he sets his team up very well. It zones if he does the empowered R, right? He has CC immune with his empowered E. I mean, it gets pretty disgusting. And God forbid you try to 1v1 this guy. He's also the best dueler in the jungle, right? Because of his empowered W and how he gets so much lifesteal back, plus on top of that, his shield. So really, he excels in every single aspect. He has a nice full clear at 315 with no leash as well. He can do leashless 315 clear as well. So you don't need to leash him. You don't need your bot lane. You don't need your top lane. He can get to the lanes before Crab spawns. I think the ability that like he can just mega clear, mega duel, mega gank, all three things at the same time makes him the complete package. In my opinion, he's de facto number one jungler. I don't think anybody really compares other than Hecarim. And like you said, he's getting a round of nerfs a lot harder than Udyr.
Man, and what was it Lil Nas X was talking about you guys saw Lil Nas X became the president of League of Legends, right? That was crazy, man. Yeah. And he wanted to drop the Nudia skin, bro. What are my thoughts about the Nudia skin dropping?
Oh, I'm ready for it. I would buy it in a heartbeat. I don't believe it or not, in my almost 9 years of playing League, I've really spent money on a skin. I've not bought a skin in this game. It's just something I never really was drawn toward it. You obviously get the free ones right from the capsules and like people will mystery gift you, but I've never really bought a skin. But I think Nudia would be the one I would buy. That would be the first.
Yeah, so, yeah, me too. You know, to be completely honest, I haven't bought a skin before either. I actually got Elementalist Lux from a chest, so that was pretty cool. But look, I'll open one chest after Nudia drops, and I might just buy it. So I'm sure you're just as keen as us, right?
We're getting Nudia. That's the play here, I think. Everyone here is grabbing up that skin. It's going to make Riot a lot of money. So, listen to your president, Riot. That's the play.
Yeah, good call, Lil Nas X. Good call, Salt and Shibby. It looks like we've gonna have a fantastic roundup and lineup. Look, we are still keen to see what's going to come up in our next couple of games, but we have to get the teams ready. We have to prepare just to roll into our first game of the day. So for now, we are going to jump to a quick break, and we will see you all once we jump into draft.
Got it all locked up.
在以后，除了是傻子，还有其他吗？我左右，键盘琵琶在时间滴答着，还不够。你的固执让我来守候，哪怕太迟也不想以后。就在这时放肆的挑逗。I got the heart of a lion, I know the harder you climb, the harder you fall. I'm at the top of the mountain, too many bodies to count. I've been through it all. I had to weather the storm to get to the level I'm on. That's how the legend was born. All of my enemies already dead and born. I'm ready for war. They know I'm ready for war. I told them we're taking over. Got it all locked up.
As a child, you would wait and watch
from dust. From dust.
Welcome back, everyone. Here we are. The dynamic duo is back together once again, and we're already getting through these bands nice, quick, and easy. Belveth and Jax already taken off the table, as well as Ari and Udyr. What do you think of these so far?
Solid bands. Belvet's super strong as well. Like, she falls into that like new tier kind of where she can build the Bork into Frozen Gauntlet. She goes Ghost, and then she gets really tanky. So all of these junglers, you can kind of see a theme, right? Udyr, Hecarim, and Belveth. Very strong clearing, very all about power clearing, becoming very strong with items and coming into your lane. So we're kind of seeing that shift. And all that stuff, so she just becomes a monster. She just goes standard crit 80 carry, plus she has a whole bunch of damage if you can get the right positioning. So a really smart pick. Now the R1 R2 response here is going to be very interesting. Take one of the strong remaining junglers and probably take a support away from MF here.
Yep. I would like to see Rhinos grab up that Hecarim. I think that is the next best pick.
Yep.
I mean, if depending on your team, you could opt to take the Hecarim on blue side as well, B1. But Seraphine is going to be, I think it's a very good answer, especially in, Plat Gold leagues. I think it's a super strong answer to literally anything. It doesn't really lose lane, very hard to solo kill, can clear waves nice and easy, and pairs up very, very nicely with the Hecarim on red side. So you take Seraphine, you take Hecarim, and you have already drafted yourselves a great composition that is very flexible.
So could we potentially be getting the Sona Seraphine Hecarim,
Oh, God.
right? The God combo, right? This is one of those things where you go, or you go
It's boring as
Zillion
hell.
Seraphine. Yeah, you go Tarek Seraphine, right? You give them this invulnerability. Now
There's
you
no
can't
way.
build them. They're opting in for the Ashe instead of locking up the Hecarim, like you said. All the draft capital now going over to the Hornets. Like you said, they could B2, B3 this, and it would slot right in. Hecarim can dive, can peel, can play the pick composition if he wants to. There's so many different ways that you can play the Hecarim. Instead, Rhino's opting in for comfy here. Ashe and Seraphine. Yep, Renata being locked in as well. That's a pretty standard lane combination. Really good response to this, right? Has the counter engage that if Ashe engages with arrow, the whole team starts going. You throw the Renata ultimate out, kind of disengages, and if it catches anybody, you could potentially kill somebody on the enemy team.
Definitely. And I do think the response there, the Ashe, they thought, it's good into Hecarim, has great slows, but one thing that Hecarim can just do is grab up, go unflinching secondary, take Swifties, and you essentially nullify that Ashe's value, even if she is AD carry. But Hornets actually going to opt for the Kindred here. You know, a very still clear-centric jungler who does want to look for some invades with her team, but they do have that winning bot lane currently. If it is Seraphine, Ashe, or even if it's Ashe and, you know, another support. If Ashe is that AD carry, I do think it is going to be a winning lane for the Hornets. However, Ashe, I think, does win out on the poke war. Sylas is going to be the one grabbed up here. Actually, 3 great ultimates on the table for him here.
Yeah, and the low jungle priority from both of these teams. Right? Although Ravensman is a Kindred player, don't get me wrong, I think it's his 4th most played this season. Just the fact that, you know, no Hecarim being picked up. Maybe nobody's practiced on it. They don't want to really bust it out right now. That makes sense, but it has been out for a while. So I'm going to see potentially the Hornets pinch more of the jungle pool of the Rhinos here. Start taking away junglers and force them into like a B tier or even C tier jungler. Rhinos banning out the Aatrox, very, very strong right now. I would say with that Eclipse build, Shyvana being taken away, both a flex pick. Master Yi taken out from the Hornets here. So they are just completely targeting Calcep Jr. here. No Master Yi, no Wukong, no Bel'Veth. Now he's going to have to opt in for potentially the Amumu, the Kayn, and Hecarim finally being taken away. So Calcep Jr. doesn't have a lot of options left for him here.
Nope. And that's a really good idea to just pinch away that pool. I think Calcep is going to be one of these stronger players there on the Rhinos who you do want to focus down. Put him on something uncomfortable because the champions that he's very good at, he is almost unmatched. Champions that he's not so comfortable on, you know, he starts to become a little more average. But when he gets those picks that he really wants, that's where he really shines. But Rhinos, on the other hand, opting to try and pinch away that top pool. You know, getting rid of that Aatrox, getting rid of that Shyvana. Very strong blind pickable top laners because they want to get counter here against, you know, Icy Rain. And they are going to grab that Sejuani, which is still a flex pick, right? You can put that in the jungle or keep it in the top lane.
Yeah, super blindable top laner, still very good. A solid tank into the roster of Hornets, right? Misfortune, super immobile. Renata, not the most mobile. Now the only one Kindred there can obviously stuff it out. She can dodge the R, but Hornets are lacking a front line here, right? I need to see them pick up some beef, pick up a little bit of meat on their side so that they can contest with the likes of Sylas, with the likes of Sejuani, who will, in Sylas's case, just drain tank, Kingslayer. There's a lot of healing on the sides of Rhinos, and so these extended fights, if they go on, Rhinos can look to just take these out, and they are going to get some pseudo tankiness with the set here, right? But I think right now it's a very, very squishy, knife's edge kind of composition, but they are going to draft the Galio right into Sylas.
And I don't think it's that great of a pick. I think he got a little touch up a little while ago, but I don't think that's enough to just pick Galio into Sylas. You know, like you're just giving Sylas a great ultimate, and sure you have better wave clear. You're able to push in waves a lot better and move faster, but that's still a Sylas. You know, you really need to be trying to push him down in lane because that's where he was nerfed. Push him down while he's down. Pick a champion that can do that while having some innate tankiness. I would have liked them to pick Set and actually put that to the mid lane and grab something different for their top side, right? Grab something a little, you know, a tanky but dealing some decent damage here. And the Olaf is actually going to be a solid pick here into that Set. You know, very tanky, sustains up, and if you can't burst him in that window, which Set is not great at, the Olaf will just run over that matchup.
Also, Olaf getting that new change with his W, right? Gets the shield on top of the lifesteal as well. So he can just kind of run through your team. And you look at the overall composition as well. Olaf does super well. He can't get taunted. He can't get handshake. You can't really stop him if he's going ultimate. And now, with his new ultimate, if he just auto-attacks you, it can go on indefinitely. So it can be really rough to get away from him, especially if you're playing somebody like the Misfortune, somebody like the Renata, somebody like the Galio, who wants to use their abilities to either get in or stay in place and do a lot of damage. So Olaf could potentially have a field day here. Now, Rhinos does have the flexibility with the Sejuani, with the Olaf. We still don't know which one's going into the jungle and which one is going into the top lane. I would expect Set into Sejuani. I think Olaf full clearing against Kindred is probably really nice. He has a really solid jungle clear, but they could also just go for the 2v2, right? Sejuani pairs up very well with these melee-centric mid lane and top lane picks. You can really get that E-stack passive off going super quick, and those ganks become killer.
Definitely. And you know, Set, maybe, you know, he likes getting dove. He's very good at turning those, but if his wave is in a bad spot, he's not great at running away, especially against an Olaf, against a Sejuani. he has no way out unless he has ultimate. And once that's burned, nice and easy lemon squeezy, that set is gone and dusted. But, you know, we do see that Olaf moving towards that top lane, and I do think Olaf has a stronger time in lane up against that set rather than Sejuani, who is going to struggle because she does have mana issues. She doesn't really sustain all that well, and the way Sejuani wins lanes is by poking you out with W and then alt-inning you with Ignite. Set, though, has a passive where he's just constantly healing and healing and healing. So Sejuani's not going to be that greatest matchup, so put an Olaf there who can manage that sustain, who does have constant DPS rather than burst damage, which is exactly what you want against Set. DPS over burst.
Yeah, and I think one of the things to watch for the Hornets is how do they play around this Kindred? My constant, and you've heard me last split say it, Salt, if you don't play around your Kindred, if you don't get them their marks, if you don't try to invade and protect her while she's, you know, stealing the enemy raptors or trying to take over the golems or even contesting that scuttle crab that is a mark, right? Then she just becomes worse and worse and worse. She really needs those marks. She really needs that ramp up period. And if her team's not playing around her, if she doesn't have priority in some of these lanes, the Rhinos essentially can look to just play against the Hornets as a 4v5, right? They don't have to worry about the Kindred. She's a very high gold, I would say, pressure champion that needs a lot of attention, and that's very uncommon for a champion in the jungle. Usually you see low econ, high gank ability, things like the Sejuani, like you said, right? Only needs a couple items to really be relevant, right? One tank item and then another resistance item, then she's good to go. So I'm going to see how the Hornets play around Kindred. Rhinos definitely have all the initiative. They have the early game Silas, they have the early game Olaf, and they have a Sejuani to pair up with it. So this top side from the Rhinos is very, very strong, and I expect them to attack Icy Rain and Chobin.
One thing to note, though, I do think that the Galio does have pretty solid wave clear into the Silas. Who does have some early wave clear issues. Galio will be able to one-shot the wave with the Q auto, walk away. Hopefully doesn't get engaged on. That's the real issue there with that lane. But Set does have better wave clear abilities, but if he pushes that wave into a bad position, Olaf will just be able to run him down. You know, we'll see if the Olaf does go Flash Ghost, might opt for TP Ghost or, you know, Ghost Ignite. We'll see what this Olaf is going to do. Play for lane or dominance, or just play to be there for the team and knock out this Set, you know. We'll see what the option here is coming in from Apopheo, but Cassup Jr. here not on a carry. We're going to see how comfortable he is on this big old pig rider in the jungle. But let's talk about this bot lane here. It's going to be Seraphine who's going to be farming up here, and it's that, you know, ARAM Ash support that we've always been seeing constantly now for the past couple months. You know, Comet, being annoying, Imperial Mandate, all that jazz. What do you think of that?
I mean, Ash support has actually been her more dominant role in solo queue, right? We've been seeing it kind of popping up in different regions. I think it's a very solid, you know, I want to engage now, low cooldown. I think if it hits rank 2, it's about a 40-second cooldown. And Next Winter and Zolobom are kind of new. I wouldn't say new to VRD, but they are definitely new to kind of being paired together, right? And so we've seen individuals like this where it takes time for them to synergize. Well, on the other side, Frozen Forever and Giggleweed. Frozen Forever, I've heard rumors of this guy, man. This guy's Renata. I saw it in week 1. It was immaculate. It was amazing. This guy's handshakes are really good. I feel like this bot lane coming out of Hornets is probably their strongest aspect here. Icy Rain, very solid in the top lane. Like you said, Ravensman, solid jungler. But Gigglequeef and Frozen Forever have kind of been the shining stars on the Hornets side. So Rhinos definitely have their work cut out for them. I think Rhinos have the top side advantage with this very strong mid 2v2 and top 2v2. But it's gonna be a challenge for Next Winter and, like you said, Zolo Bomber to really just keep even, and they have the right champions. But if any attention comes down there, if they get caught up by a stray handshake, if Ravenman preps a dive or anything like that, it could be looking very, very rough for the Rhino spot lane.
Definitely. And speaking about Rhinos, we're going to be charging off here over to a quick break while we get things rolling here for game number 1 of the night. We'll be right back. 6, 7, 8.
One.
Hello, everyone. How are we doing tonight? Game number 1 on the block, and we do see that the mid lane invade is going to be spotted out here. Hornets going to spot that one out nice and easy as the Rhinos are going to walk forward, get their wards down, try and get their bearings here. And we'll see if they're able to pick up their second win of the split.
Second win of the split. And, you know, I think we were talking about a little offline. I think the Rhinos are a lot better of a team than they actually lead on to be. I see the flashes of brilliance, you know, week 1 and week 2. I think that 1-5 record is very, very not as accurate, I would say, as it leads on to be. I think these guys are good. They just need to start picking it up. They can make that late split resurgence. They could potentially sneak into those playoffs. We've had teams do it before, Salt. So I don't like counting these 1-5, these 0-6 teams. And if they can grab a win against the Hornets, if they can go 3-0 here, they could really put them in that middle of the pack standing. But Hornets, again, another team as well. Ravens, man. Chobin, Frozen Forever, really solid names. Icy Rain as well, a guy that has been consistently performing at the higher levels of VRD. And so if they have their work cut out for them, and I think Rhinos, if they play well, they've got the composition, they could definitely do it here.
Definitely. And remember, last split was all about late split resurgences. Every single team had some fallouts, had some big fights, and everyone was benefiting. It was a tight race till the very end. We do see, you know, lanes are going to be about even for the most part here on the bot side. You know, Renata, not the strongest level 1, provides some shielding and a little bit of damage, but MF going to be really strong and poking out that Seraphine for the next little bit, at least until she gets that W over and over and over again.
Yeah, like we said earlier in the draft, right? Next Winter and Zolo Bomber definitely have their work cut out for them. As MF, super strong AD carry at the moment with this changes or the adjustments that she got. She went from a spellcaster AD to like more of just a crit-based AD carry, and now you see that level 2 advantage being pushed by Frozen Forever and Giggle Queef into the bot lane. But next Winter, like you said, hitting that level 2, potentially unlocking that W, so they should have an easier time in the lane now. But my eyes are drawn towards Ravens, man. My eyes are drawn towards where does that mark land, Saul, and how does this team play around it? How do the Hornets facilitate this Kindred to become that mean green stacking machine that can start killing everybody and taking the game over?
I mean, we'll see how things will, you know, go.
Ooh.
Where are the marks going to land? But Chobin actually taking a very, very bad trade. Calsip Jr. waiting in the wings, potentially looking to make something happen. Second handshake did go wide in the bot lane, though. Flash forward. Calsip under the tower. Can they find the play? Both of them flashing forward. They just cannot find it. And you take that every day of the week. If you're Chobin, you're low, you make it out and burn 2 flashes. You are A-okay with that.
Yeah, Calsep Jr. kind of whiffing that flash Q, right? You're supposed to actually prep the Q, then flashes. Ravensman picks up the first mark here into that top side. Fairly uncontested. It's also going to get a nice
look at the bot
onto
side.
the Raptors. Calsep Jr.,
Beautiful
though,
handshake.
is here.
Beautiful handshake. Frozen Forever is going to be falling here very, very shortly, though, trying to give that one over to the jungler. First blood goes over to Calsep. And you take that, at the very least, you know, a little bit of consolation prize. You failed your mid-gank, blowing your flash, but, you know, at least you got something out of it. But Frozen Forever not burning a single summoner. Same with Giggle on the bot side of the map. We do see the Sejuani looking for a little bit of invade, but if they were counting camps, they did see Kindred on, you know, they should have seen Kindred, so they know what camps she's done, and there is absolutely nothing there for Calsep to grab.
Yeah, and I like this from Ravensman, leaving the Raptor up as well, the little baby Raptor, so that when she comes to declare it, and then when she comes back, it's not a, oh my god, that Icy Rain W was kind of massive, and Apotheo here just not able to really shield it. Ravensman's on the back, though. They don't know he's here.
But the Ghost might get him out to safety, flashing away. Both summoners already been flash forward from Ravensman. Can they get the final auto? And it's Ravensman who picks that one up with the execute. But Chobin might be looking for Lobum. Can they find the knockup? Beautiful Justice Punch will find that one. Ravensman on the way. The Ghost from Chobin is going to give him the moves. Calsip has joined the fray. The stun is up. Permafrost, Perma dead. And Chobin is going to go down. Ravensman next on the menu. The red buff is there. And the slows. And he just gets rammed to death by a big old piggy.
And that is Sejuani, right? Comes back with the Bomby Cinder. He says, stop picking on my mid lane. Gets the double kill. Chobin dies for his sins. Did not have the flash from earlier, did not have the ghost, unfortunately, and Ravensman blew his flash to secure the kill onto the Olaf, so it was easy pickings for Calcep, and he's nice and comfy with that 2-0 lead. But thing to note here, Salt, it is just a Sejuani. It is not that top lane version. It is the tankier jungle version that we're going to see. I don't think we're going to see any demonic embraces or anything too crazy. So I'm going to see how Calcep Jr. can leverage this lead right now. He has the camp lead, has the gank lead, has the gold lead. But Ravensman paying a visit back to Apotheo.
Summonerless Apotheo, can they find this pickup here? The slows are there. Icy Rain is a little bit chunked though. W is available, but going to be able to grab that kill. Icy Rain, happy to take that one. And we see the power of this ball lane. Even though they got some assistance, Giggle is all right here, but we do see Calcep walking over that ward, going to sweep that one up. Flashes are available. Going for Giggle may just have to flash away, but a handshake will deny that one. Frozen forever. Out of the way will flash to safety, and they're going to be able to walk away from that one, burning one summoner.
Calcep is just ganking everybody right now. He does not need camps. He does not need gold. He needs kills, is what he's saying. And he's just going on a ganking spree, able to pick up that one into the mid lane, getting a nice gank off into the bot lane, blew the flash of Frozen forever. Very crucial. Could come back for a repeat gank very, very soon as Calcep Jr. Another gank onto the mid.
He's back.
This
you see a little bit of an invade.
Yeah,
is this the play? Calcep is going to find that aftershock proc. Ravensman going to be able to grab that one up with the smite. Here comes the hero again. Chobi doesn't have level 6 yet, but the taunt going to land onto one. Trying to justice punch out to safety. Will be able to get out, and Lobum cannot find the kill. They are able to walk out. You know, nothing really burned apart from that Silas ultimate.
Yeah, Ravensman on the Kindred. High mobility champion can just pop, skip. Oh, Frozen forever. Is he going to die here? Okay.
He's going to be able to walk out. Little scary, you know, a little bit of a question mark ping going out there, in my opinion. They're Frozen forever. Has not been hitting those handshakes, apart from that one to get away from the gank, but red buff going to be stolen away. We'll see what the Kindred does off to do in return. But good looks from Calcep. Having a great time here in game number 1. Picking up 2 kills, 1 assist, and just being everywhere his team needs him.
Yeah, and so far, he hasn't really paid any attention to that top lane. It's kind of left Apotheo out to dry here. They're going to pick up this nice early dragon at 7.5 minutes. That's going to start that dragon stacking early. And if you're a team like this, if you're playing a composition that's heavy early game focus, that has that Silas, that has that Olaf, you want to start stacking these dragons really early, because the earlier you can force a team like Hornets to fight you when they're not comfortable, when they're not farmed, when the Kindred does not have her items, or the MF doesn't have her items, then you can force these uneven, unfair fights where your champions are very strong in the early game. The 1 item, 1.5 item power spike champions like the Silas, like the Olaf, and now you can start seeing this dragon stacking. Is they're going to invade onto these Raptors. I believe the mark is there as well. So Kindred picking up 3 marks in 8 minutes. Just needs 1 more before she transforms.
That's when she really comes online as a champion here, and we'll be able to grab that one up. Does she get that full mark? Yes, she does. A-okay, and happy with that one. We do see Olaf looking for this red buff here. They think the Kindred wants to go grab that one up in retaliation for hers being stolen. Not going to look for that one, but Giggle taking a little bit of damage. Level 6 has been hit for next winter. The Seraphine ultimate, the Encore, is ready to go.
Yeah, and this 5v5 brawly composition that RNO has, right, where they just send their Olaf, send their Silas into the backline while Seraphine can just engage long range, as well as having that pick potential with Zolo Bomber on the Ashe. It is a very, very scary composition to try to face check into or go into any dark brush, as they do get spotted out on this Herald. Ravensman, you gotta let it go. Don't leash it any longer, because then Rhinos can just pick up back where he left off. Very, very nice.
Is gonna reset. Kindred gonna look for her base as well. Everyone getting ready for this bottom mark. We see the double base going as well. They want this one. Ultimates are available on the Seraphine, on that Misfortune. They are ready to go, and we'll see who claims this one up. This is the fight for 4. Getting that 4th mark, going to be really nice for Kindred here.
Yeah, you have to believe that they're going to try to stop this as much as they possibly can, because like you said, she gets the extended range, the auto attack damage. She really becomes a champion of her own and really starts to do damage, especially with that 1 item if she ends up going Kraken Slayer, or if she ends up going into that Immortal Shield Will. But yeah, look at this. The whole team coming together pretty much for this mark here. Really nice from the Hornets side. We talked about it pregame. I wanted to see how they would play around this mark, and Raymond's, man, picking it up. Now she is finally a full-fledged champion, as now she's going to take her attention towards the mid lane here.
We do see the Rift Herald going to be started up in exchange for that Scuttle Crab, but Kindred at 4 is going to be really, really nice here. Apotheo taken A big fight here to Icy Rain, who is going to take some decent damage for return, but Set will be able to passively regen. Olaf has to actively regen by fighting minions, fighting the Set, trying to get his life steal going. We do see Sejuani looking for a little bit of an invade, looking for something here on the top side of the map, but the one camp that's actually worth something, Gromp going to be already gone. Handshake going to land here. Are they looking for a play? Not really.
Nothing really much. As finally, Calcep Jr.'s first visit into top lane is on a ward, and Apotheo. You can see those two ganks that were gone to his attention from the Kindred, right? Those two deaths has set him back about 20 CS, has set this set into a really nice position into this lane, and finally, Calcep Jr. gonna back off after he knows he was standing on a ward, and they're fighting it. They're duking it out.
Ragnarok is going to be popped there. Haymaker going to find some decent damage. Olaf ultimate is going to run out here. Set going to flash forward, but he already did not use the ultimate. Never mind. Icy Rain trying to find something, but the ultimate has wore off. Bone plating is there. Does he have the Haymaker available again? He does. And he's able to find the outplay. No red buff, no nothing. And it's just going to be a punch to the face taking down Apotheo. Frozen forever. Maybe caught out here. Arrow going to go wide. They find one onto the Kindred. Heroic Entrance going to buy some time, buy some place, forcing the flash away. Next Winter, though, a beautiful ultimate. Hostile takeover finds two. Calcep into the backline, trying to find some damage. Going forward, running forward, but everyone's just at a standstill here. Health bars are in favor of the Rhinos, though, and they have that Seraphine to try and get themselves some health here. But Ravensman, you're walking a little bit too far forward. If the Arctic Assault was up, that could have been very, very bad.
They want some more here. They are chasing.
Encore does not land on anyone. Beautiful Ash coming in from Ravensman. Handshake pulls Calcep into the team, and they're going to get the shutdown onto the Kindred. Goes for it from Chobin. Going to try and find the flash forward. Forcing Zolo to flash in return. Burning 1-for-1 summoners and taking a kill. Beautiful work.
The amount of whiffed ultimates I just saw from the Rhino side exceeded all expectations. They missed the Ashe ultimate, they missed the Sejuani ultimate, and they missed the Seraphine ultimate. Yeah, you got some flashes out, and you got some summoner spells, but everything completely whiffed on the side of Rhino, and they pay for it. Hornets up 1,000 gold after that over-aggression from the Rhinos. Dragon is coming up in a bit here, so we might see the Rhinos try to contest this. I still think they have the advantage, even though they gave that shutdown over to the Kindred. They have this brawly composition, like you said, and I think the combination of Silas, Sejuani, and Seraphine, they could definitely get something done before this Dragon spawns, get the vision down, and really look to contest this.
They will have their big pick ultimates available. Ash Arrow is up. Sejuani ultimate is up. Those long-range engage tools are ready to go. If they can find one pick onto the Kindred, onto the Misfortune, they will be able to make a big play. They are going to use this Herald, though, in the mid lane, try and get themselves some money right here before they do grab up this Dragon here. But a beautiful taunt comes in. Ravensman in the backside will be able to take this one down. Are they looking to fight this one out here? Kraken Slayer completed, but the ultimate going to be used, going to be stunned up. Beautiful chain CC, but the Lamb's respite is out, and a handshake finds two. They're trying to fight this one out here, Lobum, but a beautiful return ultimate will get them out to safety. But Ravensman has the red buff, will be able to heal up if they want to try and contest this Dragon.
And you can see just the amount of work this Kindred can put in. 4 marks, has the Kraken Slayer, has so much damage, absolutely shredded through Calcep Jr.'s life bar here. They're still looking for something. I don't know if they are ready. Rhinos do have to concede this because you just took so much damage. They burned the Ashe ultimate, they burned the Silas ultimate, and they burned the Sejuani ultimate, and they still couldn't kill somebody like Raven's man. Frozen?
A little bit too far forward. No hostile takeover available just yet, but they are looking to grab this one up nice and easy, and it's going to be the second Drake going over to the Hornets, looking to walk away.
One apiece from both of these guys, and a Mountain Dragon, Mountain Soul on the board for both of these teams. Probably benefits Rhinos a little bit more since they have the beefier composition, and they need to start stacking these Dragons. They lost one already, so they're already behind on that aspect. It's going to be really tough for them to try to come back from this goal lead. Their composition is more early game focused. It's all about brawling and skirmishing and trying to get these early objectives. But Hornets have been able to weather the storm, and now we're almost pretty much out of laning phase. And Ravens, man, is properly farmed. He's 2-1-1, has the marks going, has the farm going, along with Icy Rain on the set, has gotten some love into that top lane, has only furthered that gold lead, about 25 CS up. And Apotheo just has not been able to do his job into that top.
This Olaf pick not really working out here, but we do see Invade coming through the smite. We'll be able to get something here. Ravensman trying to run for the hills. Heroic Entrance going to be used to try and buy some time, buy some space, but this Olaf is still doing Olaf things, but Chobin is there. The hero has arrived, and they are going to take out that pick. 0-4-0 going in for Apotheo here in game number 1 of the night.
Yeah, I mean, he's just going for that legendary scoreline right now. Going for that 10 deaths power spike potentially here. And it hasn't been good for him into that top lane, right? Olaf has been getting so much attention from Ravens man here. The mark was on him. He picked up another mark. He's been ganking, get the repeat gank off. It's just been Icy Rain benefiting off of these ganks, right? As Calcept Jr., second time top lane, his first time actually meeting him.
And, you know, Showstopper going to be able to get set out to safety. Calcept Jr. can't really do much other than clear the wave. And it is going to be that aftershock situation, so she's only good at the beginning of the fight against the set, but as the fight goes later and later, going to be favored for Icy Rain.
Yeah, and we have yet to see Icy Rain join any of these fights. The ultimate targets are abundant here. You can ult the Sejuani in, you can ult the Sylas in if he tries to go in, so very, very solid targets for him to just kind of say, you know what, get off my carries, I can do my job as a zoning, because once a champion like Zet goes in, he can't really get out. His whole job is just burst somebody out and almost kill them with the Empower W true damage and just look to go 1-for-1 in the lane, right? Or in the team fights here. And you know, we're not going to be seeing too much as both of these teams are just waiting for the next tech to pop up. Never mind, Ravens man.
Going for the play, a lot of damage already down onto this Olaf, going to be taken down. They do burn the set flash though. I don't know how worthwhile that is considering, you know, that was Apotheo's 5th death. Almost worth as much as a Cannon minion at this point. And they are going to try and grab up this Rift Herald, but we do see Calcept Jr. looking for the lane gank. They do see no wards, and it's going to be a nice and easy walk up here for this Sejuani. But can they burst out Giggle in time? They do still have that bailout available on this Renata.
Giggle smartly has cleanse here as well, so even if he does get caught out with something, if he can get the insta cleanse going, is they definitely know something's up, right? You don't just place a pink ward. Yep, there you go. Yep, there you go. It's Icy Rain. Gonna take the 1v1 onto Sylas here.
Sylas taking a lot of damage. There has the Showstopper trying himself out to safety. Does not even matter as Ravensman takes them down. Arrow gonna land, flashing the straight line. Not really the play, but a beautiful hostile takeover. 5-3 under the tower, and they are gonna have to walk away. They burn the teleport, but they tried to commit too much and could not get a single pick.
They could not kill anybody here. Like you said, the hostile takeover was beautiful, but the Seraphine ultimate missed. The Sejuani ultimate missed after the Ashe ult got cleansed, and now Icy Rain is here as he's just getting slowed and CC'd to his death. He TP'd in and he just got half health immediately. So you can still see some of that power coming out from that Seraphine Ashe lane here, but Hornets have comfortably secured themselves a 2k gold lead. Top lane turret is down. Ravensman is splitting, and I don't know if Apotheo can take this 1v1. Does have the Triforce in hand.
Is an Olaf doing a lot of damage here. Lamb's Respite is going to be used here. Ravensman might be able to find the outlet if he can get over the wall. Flash over, but flash follow, and it's a shutdown. Apotheo getting this solo bolo up at the top side. Olaf gap, baby.
Oh, never mind. I lied. He can take the 1v1. Ravensman had no mana to work with. Was only had barely enough to drop the Wolf and the R here, the Lamb's Respite, and was still unable to burst about. So Olaf, still a threat in this game. Finally, Ravensman's backs picks up the BF
that inventory
sword.
Is a little interesting.
Yeah, picks up some armor pen and then just picks up some raw attack damage. Kind of felt like he needs a little bit of both just because of the plated steel caps coming out from the top side here.
Oh, Showstopper going to find some decent damage. A beautiful arrow onto the backline, but Showstopper brings Sylas close to this MF. But the he is there. Face Breaker going to bring him to his death and force him to flash away from Zola Bomber. Showstopper not available, was just used here, but they are still running for the hills. Olaf is waiting. Flash over the wall from Chobin, who has popped the ghost as well, trying to cut off their escape. Can he find the taunt? He cannot. Calcept just a little bit too fast, too furious, but Zolo may be the one who's paying for the sins of his team. And Facebreaker into this team, taking so much damage. Encore gonna find three, but the alarm is there. The ultimate gonna go wide, cannot find that reset. Chobin needs to find anyone, but he is gonna be able to find that one. Icy Rain gonna miss that Hey Breaker, does not find anything, but they grab one pick. CC Immune is there. Ragnarok is down onto the back. Ragnarok taken down again. And the Death Slam is just too strong. The Olaf is popping off into the backside. And he's going to grab an ace with the help of Sylas. And they're going to grab this Mountain Dragon up as well.
This dude just went from 1-5 to 4-5 in a matter of minutes. Olaf is the best champion in the game. I'm sorry. Psych, he's the best top laner right now. My God, when he goes unthreatened, when he goes unchecked, this guy will run amok on your team. Picks up the triple, picks up the dragon, and Rhinos even up the gold with what looked like a very, very bleak moment for the Rhinos. They're able to turn it around with the fantastic Seraphine ultimate, and then Olaf, just beautiful Ragnarok.
No, Giggle.
Wait a
Taking so
minute.
much damage. Bullet time. Can he find a solo bolo? Force the flash away, and the bailout buys the space. Bailing Giggle out of that one.
Yeah, barely getting out of that one. And you see the strength that Silas has in the side lane now. Has the crown, though. Don't know if I agree with the Shattered Crown purchase. You don't really need it there. They have so many different ways to pop it, right? They have the Kindred with the long range. They also have the MFE to pop the crown. The value there is just not there, in my opinion. I feel like Everfrost or even something else would have been better here, but instead, opting in for that crown. And, you know, if they do get this win, though, maybe they'll go on and say, you know what, maybe the crown was actually pretty good. But Rhino, they don't have means to stop this. It's going to take the tier 1 mid lane down.
Also gonna go wide. They're trying to find the CC onto Castle, but he's very tanky. Arrow gonna go wide as well. Lance Respite has been stolen away. They are walking forward, force the flash away from that axe. And Apotheo is so strong, forcing the Shurelya's Reverie, getting them out to safety.
Yeah, Apotheo, dude. He went from Triforce plated steel caps to picking up a Caulfield, a pickaxe, and a chain vest. He's well on his way to towards that Death's Dance, and he can slowly but surely become unkillable in this side lane. Icy Rain might be the only one to handle him, but he still needs the Bork. He's still got components on it, as now eyes have turned towards this top side here. Zolo Bomber getting vision down, and Icy Rain smartly backing off. And yeah, that turret just needs one hit. Giggle Queef getting the gold there for himself, and next winner just watching as his turret goes down.
More than happy to get that one rolling here. And we do see, you know, gold is basically dead even here. 3.4 or 3.6, 34.6 thousand gold on the Hornets, 34.4 on the Rhinos, but they're looking to just try and pop that crown of the Shattered Queen onto that Silas, and not much to be found. Cannon Omega lol. Feels bad.
That cannon goes untaken as, wait a minute. I'm here looking for something sneaky. Has the Lamb's Respite. Now he's going to pick up the gold. Game has slowed down a bit as the Baron is up, and that's the big objective to take. Most likely these teams are waiting for the next dragon. Both of these guys have a lot of good counter engage. Obviously Chobin with the Galio ultimate, but also just the ability for Seraphine and Ashe to either choose to pick their engage, or like you saw in that bot lane fight, Seraphine was able to counter engage with that Encore and able to turn that fight around. So it can look very scary for both of these teams. I think both these guys know that they're pretty even gold, and they don't want to misstep here because
no! Frozen Stoom gonna go slightly wide here. Heroic Entry is gonna be used to try and buy the space, but Chaos have taken so much damage. The axe gonna slow them down quite a bit though. Chobin going forward, trying to find the taunt, trying to find the Everfrost. That one bugged out with the terrain, but does not really matter as they are gonna be able to walk away, forcing the TP out of Icy Rain.
Unfortunately, I don't think Cowsip Jr. has hit an ultimate so far this game. He's been close. He's been close every time, but he's whiffed it ever so slightly to the left or the right here. And, you know, when we do see him at that ultimate, though, it'll probably be game-changing. As now, Silas here has taken the set ultimate, which is a nice little, you know, engage tool as Cowsip Jr. is coming down. But both of these teams congregating towards that bot lane.
125 on the timer here. This Mountain Dragon going to be very important. It's sole point here for the Rhinos, and it's second Dragon for the Hornets. Both of them really, really want to grab this one up here. Going to be very important for both sides. And plus, that's so much resistance. 9% armor and matches. Frozen Forever may be caught out here. Beautiful arrow. Finds its mark. It flies true, and Cowsip finds the kill. And they're going for here. Ravensman may be taking a lot of damage here, but dealing out as much as well. But it is going to be a 4v5 here. They may have to just give up this Dragon.
And that's that scary pick potential that we talked about, right? Ashe threw that ultimate, slanged it down into that bot side, and you look, already half of its cooldown is up. At that rank 2,
over the wall, they might be involved.
Wait a minute!
3. The bullet time just not feeling a lot of damage as the Olaf runs amok through the back line. Icy Rain trying to find something under his tower, but he cannot as he's taken down. This Olaf is dancing with death, and he's having a tango, a good time of it.
Yeah, another double kill for this Olaf here, just running amok into this backline. That was a 4v5 for the Hornets, and they didn't really have any choice in that fight. They didn't have any say-so. They got engaged on immediately, and Cowsip Jr. hits the massive Sejuani ultimate onto the Hornets here. That's the go button, right? That's the other go button. It's the Encore, it's the Ashe Arrow, it's the Frozen Tome, all these different ways to engage. They have so much flexibility that even if they burn one of their tools, if you guys are caught out, if you guys are caught lacking, Hornets, I mean, you guys are going to be up for grabs here as Rhino gonna pick up the bottom tier 2, the mid lane tier 2, and the Dragon here, direct injecting about 4,000 gold into their veins.
Grabbing up this next Dragon here, gonna feel very, very nice. Third one of the game for them. Soul Point, they can look to just do whatever they want, run around the map. They don't have to care. They're in such a good position for themselves. And they're having a great old time. They don't have the damage to kill Apotheo just yet here. Shredding through their entire team, running around, no care in the world.
It's hard too, right, if you're the Hornets, because you got 2 backline divers going in. Do you deal with the Silas who's just bursting your team out, who's being so annoying? Or do you do it with the Olaf that's running at you at like Mach speed, as we see Silas here potentially getting the 1v2 treatment from Ravensman and Chauvin? Nope. Gonna back out. Really smart of him as the vision gets cleared out. And now the eyes turn towards the Baron for the Rhinos. They have the gold lead. They can put the setup here. And I think they have a very strong chance of taking this Baron, or at least forcing a TP or forcing Icy Rain to come here. If they're timing the TPs, they know that Icy Rain doesn't have it.
The Baron damage isn't the fastest though, so it is going down relatively slowly here, but it is double melee. They will be shredding it with the Sejuani now present in the pit. It's at 7k, but the ultimates are available. Icy Rain, no TP. They're just looking to send a bot. They're looking to try and push this one up here, but Hostile Takeover is available. They're gonna go wide from Sejuani once again, but Ravensman is the one caught out here. Lance Respite gonna be used. Hostile Takeover gonna find only the Renata. And they are going to be able to walk away alive as Icy Rain is pushing down this top lane unanswered. It would be Silas who has to teleport in. Can they find something here? But they have to try and get this Baron. 12k left, but the health just isn't there here. Lobum onto the backside. Crown is going to be popped. Going to buy the space. Just using his body as a human ward. And Arrow going to land onto Renata here. But Encore going to find one. Hostile Takeover has already been used. Into the backline goes to Galio. Finds a 4-man talk. Icy Rain is feet in. Looking for the play onto the backline. A beautiful showstopper. Can he find the pick? But Seraphine going to be able to flash away. Onto the backside though. Silas finds 2. And he just can't do anything as Icy Rain is taken down. Ravensman next on the bucket list as well as Kazdim. Going to take him down. Seems as though Pig is better than Lamb. And they're going to take the Baron as well.
Yeah, they take the Baron, they take the ace, and you saw what they tried to do there. They were just so disjointed. Galio was diving in while the MF and the Renata were on the backline just getting CC that Encore. Massive, massive range, and really smart from Next Winter to hold it for the MF ultimate. The moment she saw the MF ultimate come out, Encore immediately came out. Stopped that in its tracks, allows your backline divers to go into the team and just start wreaking havoc. And you saw there was just no follow-up. Galio and Set want to dive in together. They were disjointed. Galio died. Then Icy Rain was finally able to TP in, but it was too little too late. He got bursted out. Had a beautiful ultimate and a beautiful 3-man stun, but just wasn't able to do anything after that. And you see Rhino's composition just in these extended fights. They can heal, they can shield, they can peel, they can even kill your whole team if given enough time. And now they're at a 7,000 gold advantage here. Baron in their pockets. Tier 2 mid and bottom lane are already down. You've got to believe that they're going to push for an inhibitor here.
Yep, and we do see Icy Rain trying to find the pick here. Faceburger gonna go wide, but Lobum tries to find the fight here, but finds a beautiful pullback onto Ravensman, who's taking so much damage. No Lamb's Respite. Bailout will not find the time, but here comes Hostile Takeover. Will find 4, but it does not even matter as the Olaf is immune. Ragnarok will send MF there for sure, and Icy Rain is taken down as well. Frozen Forever gonna be bonked down as well. They take an axe to the face, and they're looking to try and end this game right here, right now.
So, if you told me 10 minutes ago that the Olaf top was 0-5, I would have said, oh, this game's over. The game's done. He's inted his brains off. He hasn't done anything. Now he's here with a 7-5-9 scoreline. The hero of this game, I would say, is Apotheo taking over along with this Silas here. That very, very strong double melee composition with the Sejuani. Rhinos take the game, they take the Nexus, and they shoot themselves up 2-6 in the standing.
Charging forward, grabbing their second win of the split. Rhinos are looking good. They were able to find their picks. They knew how their comp worked, and they were able to just take down the game that way. Good looks coming forward.
Yeah, really, really nice play from the Rhinos here. I told you, Salt, they're a better team than they lead on to be. The flashes of brilliance are there. And further cementing that is them beating that 3rd, 4th place team, setting themselves apart, getting to that middle of the pack. If, like I said, if they can go 3-0 today, they'll really start to set themselves forward as one of these top or mid to top level teams here. They've got the pieces, they've got the drafts. I think they can do it.
So, Wow, I gotta say, there was so many moments in that game as I'm sitting back and watching it, is that we just see both teams kind of slip up and make some mistakes that I don't want to. And I think that really leads to something where both of these teams, when they either one wants to succeed, but there's a lot of holes to patch. And I think, Sol, we're going to start with you. What did we see out from both teams that kind of needed to be improved on? Were there any major flaws that you thought really stood out from either team or both?
So I think one thing to note there is actually recognizing power spikes, right? Ravensman thought he could take that 1v1. He was playing very aggressive, grabbing up those Krugs, but it was that shutdown, I think. The one shutdown that went over to the Olaf is what changed how the game worked, because it gave Olaf, those steel caps, and he was able to deal with the MF, deal with the set, both who were very strong auto attackers, and getting that Triforce, which he did have, right? Olaf spikes really hard on one item, and spikes even harder on two, but having that one item and boots for that big fight down to the dragon, that's what really set this game apart there. That one moment, I think, is actually what ended up costing them the game, because think about it this way. They have Ashe and Sejuani for great pick potential. They have Seraphine, who has the ability to constantly heal. And they have Silas, who can disrupt the backline with the Olaf, a dive buddy to follow up. So everyone was doing well except for the Olaf, but once he got that big pick, once he was able to reach, boots and first item power spike, able to make things happen, and I think it was also just target selection that was an issue here coming in from the Hornets there, and that, I think, was also their fatal flaw.
Yo, what is going on with my camera, man? I've ascended to the 5th dimension.
You're disintegrating. You're getting
You're coming one with the Victoris. It's going in.
Yeah, we do have our MVP of the game, though. Yeah, take us through it, Shiv.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, it's clear, right, that it was Apotheo. Like you said, if you gave me a screenshot of a game at like 10 minutes where he was 0-5, I would be like, this guy's not going to be MVP. Ends up with a 7-5-9 scoreline. And like you said, right, it was that top lane fight. It was that ability that got him that shut down, the 1,000+ gold, I believe, that Kindred had on her at the moment. And she was just able to snowball that into that that bottom lane fight where the Hornets kind of over-aggressed. They already had the one pick, but they wanted more. You saw Chobin pop the ghost with the Galio. You saw that they were probably calling for more. What they didn't realize was the re-engaged potential from the Rhinos with that encore, with the Olaf coming in, with the Ragnarok, like you said, and he just tore a new one into the Hornets, into that backline. It was a really nice snowball, ends up picking up that triple kill, and that's where you start seeing that really crazy pick potential. Like you said, the Ashe ultimate, the Frozen Tome, the encore to follow up. There are so many different ways that they can engage a fight, and even if they burn one of them, they still have the ability to keep engaging on you, so you have to be on your toes. And I think Hornets, honestly, they just slipped up. They had the gold lead. They had Ravensman in a really nice spot. They just were trying to switch their game up. They weren't focusing on the marks. They weren't focusing on, slowly but surely getting that gold lead and grinding out the Rhinos. And that's where you got that over-aggression and those misplays. And the Rhinos capitalized on it perfectly.
That's exactly what you want to hear. Look, I think that Rhinos is a team that clearly by their score were struggling, but I was going to ask what point the game turned around, but it looks like you'd already talked about that, how solid that plated steel caps really just came in and made a major difference. It's always those little items and the good itemization along with the timing that can flip a game on its head. So incredible victory and an incredible MVP here from Apotheo. Well-deserved on the Olaf. It's always fun to watch an Olaf just Ragnarok and run into. Like, they're one of my favorite things. Now, it's time to move on to our next game. We still have a little bit for our teams to start setting up and getting in, but it's going to be the Grizzlies, who have been holding their ground fairly decently so far, up against the Kings of the Pack, a team that has yet to lose their footing, yet to slip, yet to fall, and every time they might stumble, they turn it into a sprint. They will be facing up against the Hounds, undefeated so far. Oh, why are the Hounds so good, man?
Ooh, there's a lot to talk about there. I mean, their bottom lane, very solid, very respectable. Mid lane as well, but I think it's that top side there. Saturation, just such a strong jungler, is really just a big factor in how these games do play out, right? I think the current meta develops heavily around how the jungle support play together, and that's really what we've been looking at coming forward here from the Hounds, but their top laner is also just a monster who's able to hold his own, play this weak side, play strong side if needed. Just a monster. Always be wary of this top laner.
Scary, scary, scary. And look, Shiv, I don't know how much you've joined us for. Do you have any expertise on the Hounds here?
I mean, the Hounds, right? They have players from last split that were just when you thought to put them together, when you figured like, okay, how can we make a team from first team and second team all pro? I mean, the Hounds, like you said, they have Saturation, they have Juanito Sol, and they have Peekaboo. 3 players that last split were just shining right on their teams. They were just doing massive work. Sometimes the reason that they won some of these games, and when you put all these guys together, it's no surprise that they're one of the top teams. Now, Grizzlies, they're no joke. They've got Bleeding Wolves. They've got East Pity, really 2 solid players in their own right, and I think they can match up really well. The top side is what's going to be the marquee matchup for me against the Grizzlies, right? RPG, Draconus, and Saturation versus Bleeding Wolves and Rebecca. That's where that I think difference maker is going to be. Whoever can get control of that top side, whoever can start snowballing their top side here, will really look to win this series. And I think Grizzlies will give us a more competitive series than we think.
Okay, now we need to talk about the actual. Okay, look, what actually wins though? Like a pack of hounds or a grizzly bear?
Grizzly bear, 100%.
Yeah, dude.
Gotta go
okay,
there.
how many hounds though in a pack? Is it like 3?
I don't know, like five.
Ooh, 5
Grizzlies did
hounds.
lose last game, by the way, as I'm hearing. Little insider source.
Who lost last game? Sorry.
Grizzlies did lose last game.
That's okay.
lost
They were
game.
hibernating.
True.
They were saving the energy for this game.
Okay,
Yeah.
I think 5 hounds take it, but I think 4 die. I think that's what happens.
That's the
I think
limit. That's the
what
limit.
Yeah, I think like 4 of them die, and then the last one just finally kills the grizzly after just like out-staminaing it. So definitely,
Wait.
I'll have to give it to the hounds, but very barely.
Well, what about if it's a mama grizzly bear protecting the babies who aren't doing anything versus 5 wolves? I think the mama bear takes it.
It's just how we're describing the teams right now. Grizzlies has a mama bear that's protecting everybody else. Okay, so
Hey, mama bears are scary, bro. Those things, those are monsters. Beasts.
look, I've never
They
seen a
will
bear.
one-tap.
I've never seen a bear. We don't have them down here, man. We got like kangaroos. Where's the kangaroos in the draft
but
league?
It's
You
scary
got
down
some
there,
kill-
down in south.
You've got some
down
killer
under.
animals.
You got some
Dude.
scary stuff.
When I was
Oh,
over
yes, a
there,
grizzly bear.
I remember they told me to empty my shoes every time I walk in. Like anytime I go to put my shoes on, flip them over and start banging them. I was like,
They're
that's
playing with you, bro. They're playing with you. It's not that
No,
bad. Like if
really?
there's a spider in your shoe, like you probably step on it when you put your foot in. Like it doesn't matter that much. Like I see
You're
spider.
pretty
Okay, we have this. We have this thing. Okay, in Australia, is if you walk into a bathroom, I don't know what you're doing, but if you walk 360, if you spin around, you will always find a spider somewhere. It's called the toilet spider. It's always there, at least one of them. It's a fun little game to play. That you look around and try to spot what the spider is.
Yeah, I don't know. If I'm to go number 2, I don't want a spider crawling up my pants there. Maybe it would actually make me get out of the bathroom a lot quicker, right? Maybe everything would leave my body. But
Okay, anyways. Okay, enough about toilet spiders and how dangerous Australia is. We are going to get the chance to see whether or not a pack of 5 hounds can take out a grizzly, as we've been here too long. Draft started. Let's not waste any more time. I'll throw it to you guys, and let's see how the teams go.
Alrighty. So, we are rolling fast and furious here. First ban is going to be on the table in just a second. Grizzlies on the blue side taking on the Hounds. Now we'll see where the cards may fall. Going to be the Olaf, going to be banned away from the big dogs. Top dogs here in VRD.
yeah, I think we are going to update the names here on both sides as the Grizzlies and Hounds. Yeah, there's not Casep Jr. anybody there. There's not a repeat. No salty run back here, unfortunately, as Lilia
There we
taking ban in. Yep, the names have changed. Lilia, a solid ban into Rebecca. I think it's a very good jungle ban. Could also be flexed into the top lane here as well. And I just think there's a lot more variance. I think there's going to be a lot more jungle priority between these guys. Saturation, super strong jungler. Rebecca, very strong jungler in their own right, as the Trundle being taken away. Zeri as well. Trundle, though, did get some nerfs. I don't think he's as strong as he was.
It's not Rebecca. It is Boopy.
Oh, it's Boopy.
Mhm.
Okay, well, never mind then. Throw all my prep out the window for Rebecca. We have Boopy coming in as a sub.
Out of there.
Yeah, and that's gonna be rough. Going against one of the top junglers in the league as a sub, you're gonna have to perform above.
That's rough, buddy.
Above and beyond expectations here. And like you said, I think East Pity and Bleeding Wolves, they're a very strong top side for Grizzlies. But the Hounds, they've got that Juanito Soul Peekaboo bot lane. It's super strong bot lane duo here. And if they get the advantageous matchup, they can definitely look to put some pain onto Kate and Chance here.
Yep, and we see these bans coming forward. It's just triple jungle ban coming in from the Grizzlies. They don't want to see the Deer, they don't want to see the Olaf or the Trundle, two of those big stat checkers available to grab up here. But we see the Hounds, they hate mobility. Again, fast moving champs, get that out of here. No Lilia, no Zeri, no Hecarim. Get that off my table. But they are going to grab up here the Seraphine, and we did see that the Seraphine matchup didn't look that bad there into the Misfortune. Was having a pretty solid time. Farming up nicely, being very, very useful, and holding that key ultimate, making sure to use it when the time was right. And we're gonna see the trade happening once again, MF for Seraphine, but other way around. But I do like this pick very much. The Amumu, such a great pairing, wide AoE CC, also has great lockdown in lane as well. Just a solid pick, especially with the MF. I think MF Leona was the combo originally, but now I think it's MF Amumu. I think that's a lot stronger.
Yeah, the double bandage toss just allows you to do so much more, right?
Really
you can
balanced.
essentially CC 2 target. Yeah, super balanced. And the R as well. Curse of the Sad Bullet Time is a classic combo. And now we're going to see what Bleeding Wolves responds with. The Hecarim has been taken out. All 3 junglers, probably some of the best junglers in the game here, are all taken out. So they're most likely going to lock in. I don't know if they actually locked in a champion. I don't know if it's a bug right now. I don't know if Rebecca actually chose. If we could get some confirmation.
Maokai.
It's Maokai. Maokai. That's a very solid champion
I like that
right
a
now.
lot.
Very strong in the top lane. Has the engage, and also the ultimate can be used as a counter engage as well. If you see the Amumu coming in, you throw that out. The rest of the team has to dodge or have to line up single file like line leaders as the Lee Sin is coming out. And if you're Boopy, if you're the game to show up saturation, that's the champion to do it on. I'm ready to see some insects. I'm ready to see some crazy plays coming out. And it's going to be really good into this immobile MF, right? Going to be standing there probably doing nothing as Metro Drag Mule here is going to get the Akali for themselves. Still can be flexed into top lane, so we're going to see where it goes, but I expect it to go mid lane.
One of my favorite champs to watch, one of my least favorite champs to play against. We locked in here, the Akali. I love watching that mobility, but I hate playing against it. Feels so terrible. But we'll see what the return is coming in from the Grizzlies here. Gonna be that Vex ban away, which is a great pick to pick into Akali, denying her that space. You can basically hover her entire shroud and press W, and Akali will just have to walk away sad, not feeling all that great. But the Veigar, also going to be a good pick into the Akali. They are trying to facilitate this pick as much as possible here. So they're already showing their hand. They're not keeping it as a flex. They are saying, this is for Metro. We are banning away everything to make sure Metro can pop off on this pick. So that's what they're looking for right here.
Yeah, and this is Metro's game to shine, right? 400 plus games on the Akali this season in solo queue. So if anybody is going to carry, if anybody's going to put the pants on, it's going to be this person right here. So banning away the Vex, banning away the Veigar, any potential matchup, any potential nightmare matchups for them is going to be taken away. And now Grizzlies have the tall task of trying to match this Akali, of still trying to figure out who are they going to pick onto this jungle side. Hound saturation gonna take the Graves. Did get some buffs onto his champion here. The clear speed has gone up. He's a lot stronger of a champion. There's different builds you can go. I've seen the Gore Drinker build that you could go where you become super tanky with his E. You could also go for that lethality build, which wouldn't be too bad into the Grizzlies, but Grizzlies do have that Maokai. They also have potentially the Urgot, so this means that it might be a Maokai support.
That's not terrible here. If they lock in the Senna with it, I do think it's actually a great draft, right? Senna gonna be able to farm up nice and easy. Maokai has his innate self-sustain here, but they are just gonna be, it's gonna be Maokai Seraphine here, and I'm not the biggest fan of that because this comp seems very low damage. Although Urgot does output enough on his own, but I just don't really see where the rest of the damage is coming in from the Grizzlies with this composition here. Lysandra, very low damage. Seraphine, not the highest damage. Can do something, but they maybe have enough AP potentially with the two of them. But Maokai provides that CC, and Lee Sin damage is nothing to scoff at early, but doesn't really do much past that 20-minute mark really. But the Hounds though, they're relying on this MF and Akali to make things happen.
Yeah, the champions are going a little bit crazy on the board here, so what you see is not entirely what you get, but that is Maokai there, Lee Sin in the jungle, Urgot in the top lane. Like you said, Seraphine, Maokai in the bot lane. Maokai support did also get some buffs. He actually has been performing better since the changes to his kit in the support and top lane role. The jungle role is where he's still been kind of lacking, and so that's really good flex from them, right? Keeping it hidden as much as you can. As now the Lissandra, like you said, Grizzlies side, they don't have too much damage. They have a solid pick composition. They have the Lee Sin, they have the Lissandra, they have the Seraphine, and like you said, Urgot can definitely get that execute going, get that multi-man fear potentially. But Grizzlies have their work cut out for them as the Hounds, a very, very high damage composition, dive potential. They have the 5v5. They probably want to start stacking these dragons early. And I think Hounds, they're a top team for a reason, and Grizzlies are going to have to play exceptionally well on their end, as the Ornn, as you said, is going to be matched up into that Urgot, and he's just going to outscale. He's just going to get his team to a point where they're going to be unkillable.
Yep. And I think that gold value is actually going to be enough to give themselves a great, pathway into victory, right? Because, Akali scales well. Same with the Graves, same with the MF and Amumu. Every single member of the Hounds has good scaling potential. Graves is a late game monster. Will be able to one-tap the Seraphine if she's caught out, if he goes lethality,
100%.
or can be that big old bruiser with the, Goredringer, Cleaver, Cyrilda's build that we've seen a lot of Graves players go. Will just be able to sustain infinitely and deal, not the explosive damage, but very consistent damage because those cooldowns are super, super low. And, MF just going to be able to layer nice and easy.
Yeah, he could easily get 3 shotgun blasts onto you, right? With the auto E, auto, and then he'll probably have his E up again, so it can be really disgusting, like you said, with those low cooldowns and that mobility, right? Coming from the Black Keeper and also slowing you down with the Cyrildas, has the Goredrinker to stay in the thick of things. A very, very solid build that could come out from this Graves, as well as being facilitated by the Ornn. There's a lot of engaged, long-range engage coming out from the Hounds here that could really mess up the Grizzlies' composition. While the Grizzlies, they're a lot more pick-based. They want to catch you out with the Lissandra. They want to catch you out the Lee Sin, and then finally execute you down with the Urgot. I think this bot lane is just drafted simply so that they don't get hard engaged on. So they can just throw out the Encore. They can throw out the ultimate from the Maokai here and just say, you know what? We don't want to fight right now. Burn everything, and then we're going to re-engage when we can here. But Grizzlies, very strong early game, I would say here. Like you said, Hounds have a bit of a more late game composition. We're going to see how they can play around these dragons. Grizzlies have to force the issue. They got to start that dragon stacking early so that they can force Hounds into these fights before they're ready.
Not only that, they also have to roll a good soul with their composition. They need either the Infernal, Hextech, or Mountain Soul to be able to match up against the Hounds, because scaling advantage, sure, they have a Seraphine, but after that, they don't really have that much in the tank. They're very short range, realistically, if they're looking for big engages. They don't have a super long range go button because Lee Sin doesn't want to be up front, using his body to give the Seraphine ultimate longer range. He doesn't want to be doing that. He wants to be looking for plays off the side. Same with the Urgot. Both of those champs don't like being up front and dealing with a front-to-back team fight. Urgot wants to find an E-Flash, wants to get into the thick of things from the backside of a fight. Same with the Lee Sin, wants to kick out a carry into his team. They don't want to do those front-to-back things like you want to do with the Seraphine Lissandra. They want to play for one pick. But I don't know. We'll see if they're able to make it work here. Seraphine is the Sarah Queen. I think it has a 100% win rate or something along those lines. Will the Hounds be the first team to take it down a peg and show them that Seraphine is not all it's meant to be? See.
Yeah,
it's very interesting.
Yeah, she's the queen of VRD right now, right? I mean, she's
queen of everything. VRD, VRS, VAS, VAD. I think Seraphine's just the queen of everything.
Oh yeah,
queen of meta shift too. If you heard about that league.
Yeah, she's been really strong across everything else, and I think for good reason, right? Flexible, can be put into the mid lane, bot lane, as a carry, as a support, has one of those game-changing ultimates. And at this rank, at this elo, when you get these teams, a lot of them just want to bump uglies, right? They just want to 5v5, they just want to front to back, and she's very, very good in that aspect. That they don't. There's no flanking going on. There's no intricate flank angles going on from either of these guys in this elo. So we're gonna see how they match up. And yeah, Hounds, I mean, they've been consistently strong. The way they play the map, the way they play around their lane, saturation has been a very strong point for the Hounds here, along with Juanito and Peekaboo. And Juanito and Peekaboo have a very strong lane. They can exert their will, exert their pressure onto a lane like Seraphine and Maokai, which is just kind of designed to not lose, right? Not lose too hard, survive, and then provide value as we go into these team fights. But yeah, I think Grizzlies have it cut out for them. Hounds have a very straightforward, straight shot composition. They have the pieces to execute, and Metro surprisingly got the 400 game plus Akali, right? I mean, you banned out 3 junglers. Yeah, you put saturation on something like the Graves, but you gave their mid laner their best champion, and it's going to be rough when these team fights come in.
Now, speaking about rough, we're going to head over to the dog pound for a quick second as we get things rolling here for game number 2 of the night. Hounds taking on the Grizzlies. We'll be right back.
Moving too fast, life is moving in slow-mo. I'm a god, but I actually don't know. I mean, better put your pride aside. I'm a Benz, get more like a Volvo. Your best stuff looks like my words. Synapses, fire, and burst. Got the whole crew with me, about to do damage. You know we ain't average. I ain't gonna say this again, but it's in my time. Better look in my eyes. I'm a genius in the skies with my heart on my sleeve. You can force you a block to a king in his prime. Everybody got a line. Sit back with the stars in line. I finesse like my life on the 9 was a diamond in the rough, and now I shine.
No one could stop us, they'll try, but they won't. Nada nos puede parar. Oh no, we're wide awake now. Our eyes are wide open. We're running this world. We're keeping it turning. We're living like giants. Yeah, giants. We're bigger than giants. We're giants. Oh, sleeping giants. Sleeping giants. Yeah, shutting it down. Been in the ground and my people all up in this place. Spinning this thing, go to my rank. Royalty up in my veins. I'm loco, think I'm so cold. I say something, ain't no going back. Now they ask where Kiki's at. I'm like, you can't hang with that. 쏟아져 빛이 멀게 된 눈이 멈추지 않아. Once we go, 내게 더운 날로 모든 배 빨리 달려. 넌 못 따라와. True damage we do it. True damage 보여줄게. 뭐든 쉽게. 이기든 지든 my crew make the beat. No one could stop us. They'll try, but they won't. Nada nos puede parar. Oh no, we're wide awake now. Our eyes are wide open. We're running this world. We're keeping it turning. We're living like giants. Yeah, giants. We're bigger than giants. We're giants. It's not the way we're weak, but we coming right back. This time you're gonna see how we do it like that. We're living like giants. Yeah, giants. We're bigger than giants. We're giants. Oh, sleeping giants. Sleeping giants.
I keep on shattering time. I might just leave you behind. Homie, you stuck on rewind. You should quit sleeping on mine. You got your back on recline. When I damage your delicate spine, please don't act out, shy and surprise. They be like, what you mean? What is your winning scheme? I got a giant team. Biggest my self-esteem. Run it back, man. They think they go hard, I'm like, come again. You run out of time and I'm busting in. While you stumbling, I got this blade in my hand for your punishment.
We're wide awake now. Our eyes are wide open. We're running this world. We're keeping it turning. We're living like giants. Yeah, giants. We're bigger than giants. We're giants. It's not the way we're weak, but we coming right back. This time you're gonna see how we do it like that.
pushes with that summoner choice. But Orange starting E gonna feel really bad, but Metro actually starting that E, doing so much damage. The auto E auto just immediately doing so much work there onto East Pity.
Yeah. As I would expect from somebody that has so many games on this champion, an expert on the Akali, probably knows every single matchup in and out, probably knows the Lissandra matchup a little bit more because Lissandra was fairly popular earlier this year, right? Both in the professional level and just in solo queue as well. So really nice.
The flash under the tower. Metro has to flash in response. Will be able to get out to safety, but you know, it is going to be a trade of summoners, though. But we do see Peekaboo finding another play here onto Crit Chance, taking so much damage here. The Ignite is down. Who's going to take the kill? Bonito, 2-0 in 2 minutes.
Yeah, really nice bandage toss into the stun onto Crit Chance here. And wasn't able to flash, wasn't able to exhaust. And you saw how much trouble this Maokai Seraphine lane was going to have, especially if they're getting shoved in and bullied out right now. Kilo has 5 CS to his name, and Metro...
Find the root there.
Nice.
Sonic Wave gonna land. That's a lot of damage there onto Metro on that signature champ. Does ignite for absolutely nothing, and it's gonna be taken down. You see Orn taking a lot of damage as well. Bleeding Wolves having a good old time at the top side. Kane is gonna be able to get out to safety there, but Saturation cutting off the escape from Bleeding Wolves. We do see Lee Sin still on the bot side, so it is gonna be a 1v2 for now. Level 3 though, Bleeding Wolves is still strong, but is gonna be able to grab that kill. Saturation takes that one.
Saturation picks up a kill for his pocket along with the MF here. So 1-3 right now. About a 1,000 gold lead for the Hounds, and really nice play from Saturation onto that top side here as we thought.
Peekaboo.
Ooh, okay. I don't know if Peekaboo spotted him. Boopy crossing paths, and yep, they're going to be fine. As the rest of Grizzlies here are going to try to take some jungle away from Saturation here. Wait a minute. Peekaboo has no flash. Wait, Clit Chance didn't have the W. I think he has QE, so he's not even able to do anything.
Oh. Bandage Toss gonna go wide. Saturation, they're going in. Gonna be able to proc that average truck, but another Bandage Toss will get that CC down. But a beautiful Make It Rain, finding some decent damage, but a nice root coming in from the Seraphine will buy the space for them to walk out to safety. But Metro on the backside, no Ignite, but still has the damage. He's Pity, going for it, finds a triple root. Boopy trying to find some
Pity went in?
A beautiful play from Peekaboo, finds a Bandage Toss, but they are going to be able to take him down. But Juanito gets
just
2, looking for 3. Can they even find 4? Metro going to grab the 3rd, but 4th is still left on the table. Who's going to grab that one? It's going to be Grave. Saturation getting some piece of the pie as well, as the Hounds are feasting on the bear.
And this is why they're the top team right now. They have a 3,500 gold lead nearly for themselves at the 4.5 minute mark. Grizzlies thought they could take that fight. They did not have the early game. You guys are playing Seraphine Maokai. I'm sorry, you don't win that fight, especially into something like the MF, like the Graves, who are going to thrive in these skirmishes. And that kill that you just got onto Akali, consider that negated as she picked up 2 assists and a kill. She's going to back and potentially pick up her first key item here, or at least the puzzle piece to it. And that kill, everything negated. Hounds really, really good.
I see you. He's here on the top side of Bandage Toss from max range, finds the CC. And they're trying to find one. Burger Flip might help out a little bit, but Dragneil not going to be able to find that Shuriken Toss, but Dracanus will find the clap back, taking a kill.
Yeah, Dracanus doing some work onto the Ornn. Bleeding Wolves twice now has been caught out, pushed without any wards, really, as Peekaboo gets a really nice gank off. And we talked about this bot lane. We talked about these players, and Peekaboo and Juanito Soul and Saturation, 3 of the higher performing players last season, putting in work right now as they are potentially looking for a dive onto the MF. They have to do it now before Peekaboo comes and they get stunned up. Never mind. It's going to be taken away. Boopy just trying to make things happen, trying to force things out as they are severely behind in gold, almost 4,000 at the 6 minute mark.
Yep, and they do have the wave clear at the very least. They will be able to shove this MF in for the next little while, but things are still looking kind of rough. Bleeding Wolves down 2 levels here on this top side here. Going to be able to get clapped back here. Dracanus having a solid time. Oh, Burger Flip, not into tower range, but Dracanus taking a lot of % HP damage. Ornn combo can take him down. I'm not going to look to find it, though.
Yeah, Dracanus could potentially look for a dive here. If he calls Saturation up, Bleeding Wolves doesn't really have the health to make it work, as Boopy is just trying to get something on the Metro here.
Will find Maokai. Crit Chance taking a lot of damage here, but will be able to heal up with that passive. One more auto potentially will be able to find it, but the root finds Kilo. Will get him out to safety. Crit Chance very low, but will be able to sustain back.
Boopy's here.
Maokai, but Boopy on the box side of the map. Looking for the play. Flash forward. Finds the CC there. Juanito taking a lot of damage. The heal will buy some safety, buy some space, but Sonic Wave will find one. and Juanito trying to find some damage, but going forward, and it's going to be a shutdown over to Boopy. 3-1-1. The Lee Sin is online.
Lee Sin trying his heart out, trying to carry this game as Boopy looking to potentially get the Scuttle Crab here. Saturation is going to take it right in front of his eyes as he's seen on the ward. And yeah, 3-1-1 on this Lee Sin. If that's the champion who want to dominate the early game, that's definitely it. He could potentially look to make some plays. As Saturation and Boopy we might see a fight from these two. Okay, never mind. Just teasing.
No fight to be seen. But it is going to be that Lethality Graves already has that Umbral Glaive completed. Wait, that's an Umbral Glaive, I believe, at like 6 minutes or something along those lines here. And they are looking to take down this Mountain Drake, one of the strongest dragons in the game. 9% magic resist and armor is such a huge advantage. Such huge gold value and only scales as the game goes later and later. And it's going to be that Cloud Dragon going to be spawning up here. But Dracane is going to whiff there on the knock up against the wall. Bleeding Wolves is going to be pumping out that damage at least a little bit here. But Metro over the wall, looking for something, gonna, just give a good 5-point strike on over, and Maokai is gonna take a little bit of damage.
I love the itemization coming out from Dracanis here, right? Would have loved to see him probably rush plated steel caps after that Warden's Mail. Ends up going for the Frozen Heart rush here.
Boopy's topside.
Boopy, though, finally topside for the first time in a while, giving some attention to Bleeding Wolves, and as I say that, he gets spotted out. Saturation content on farming. Boopy's down a level right now, but Juanito Soul!
No, crit chance. You are in the wrong side of the map. That's not your tribe rush. But the bullet time is in the wrong position, but it does not even matter as Juanito finds the kill, forcing the Maokai to walk up in a bad position, taking him down. Peekaboo's having a great game here.
Yeah, this Maokai support was not the move into MF Amumu. It looked like they had a chance. It looked like they knew some tech that I didn't, but it just looks like right now he is having a rough time. 0-3-2 scoreline, and Juanito Soul has the 5-1-2. It is rough laning for Kilo and Crit Chance here, unfortunately. And now you just have to see, they can turn this into Dragon pressure. They can turn this into Herald pressure, right? They don't have to worry about bot lane. Their top side is winning. Their mid lane is winning. As I say that, though,
Metro gonna be able to walk out the safety. Nice Shuriken toss will get him out here. Ornhorn is available. Into the tower he goes. Some decent damage here. Ornhorn gonna be called. Has to flash this one. And he is not
still
gonna
gets
be
hit.
flashed. The knockup is there. And one more anything will do it as collateral damage finds the kill.
Collateral damage gets the kill, and RPG Dracanis hits the nice ultimate. Even with the flash from Beating Wolves, still gets hits up. Flash follows up for the percent health damage, the brittle proc essentially, and that guarantees the kill. Saturation gets the ultimate. Really, really nice play from this top side. We talked about it, right? Whoever wins this top side, whoever can start gaining control, will start taking control of this map, as Saturation is facilitating 7 KP out of 10, 70% kill participation here. Now, don't get me wrong, Boopy's got 100% kill participation, but he's the only one pretty much that has the kills primarily on his lap, as Kilo has 1 to his name, and that's about it. It is looking like a rough road to travel for the Grizzlies here. They are down almost 5k gold at the 10-minute mark.
Ooh, Seraphine ult's gonna go wide on Peekaboo, who does not have his, but Juanito Soul gonna get exhausted, no bullet time available, and they're gonna sacrifice the Amumu. But into the tower, Boopy goes, but the flash combo fails from Boopy, not able to get that MF into a good position there. Unfortunate mechanics there.
Yeah, we wanted to see some insects. We wanted to see this Lee Sin perform on this pick right now, and that's not looking good. Juanito Soul, though, really nice mechanics. Was able to dodge it out, was able to speed out before he could get the insect off, but Boopy trying his hardest. 4-1-1 scoreline right now, putting the team on his back.
Oh, Metro's here.
Metro spotted out, though. He's going to get slowed by the sapling there. Really nice from Maokai. That's one of the advantages, right? You kind of get a free ward every 20 seconds, stays in there for another 40 seconds, so you don't really have to worry about too much if they just go the traditional path. As East Pity has just been farming up into the mid lane here, kind of just keeping his cool, not losing, not winning, just doing what he can, keeping it stable into the mid lane, as potentially Bleeding Wolves might die again.
Burger Flip does help out a little bit. Bleeding Wolves, though, not the strongest champ in the game currently. Struggling, 0-3-0, 2 Ruby Crystals and a Cull. And, at least he'll get that Cull Spike in just a little bit. But this Ornn almost finished that Frozen Heart. Going to feel really rough to lane against here if you are going to be... Oh, my goodness. He's Pity taking so much damage. But Lockdown, Frozen Tomb, going to find that. But it does not even matter as Dragneil finds the perfect execution. Trying to get over the wall. Can he get himself out to safety? Going to use that Rocket Bell. Going to find himself a little bit of respite under the tower. But the Red Smite's enough. They're going to take him down. But Crit Chance, where are you going? You're on the wrong side of the map as well. Damage is there, but here comes the Twisted Advance. Gonna find the root, gonna find the CC. No Encore available on this area. Flash forward, gonna force the flash away from Kilo. Crit Chance, Stalker under that bush, but will be able to walk away. It is going to be some Summoner's Burn, but Saturation shows up the bot
Saturation
side
gets
as well.
the kill.
Collateral damage is available. Anything will do it. The bullet time is going to be enough once the Zhonya's ends. You're just a golden statue. You may be an idol, but you're going to be avenged soon enough, as they are going to take down the Seraphine and look to take down the tower as well. Crit chance, you are standing a little bit too far forward.
nice
Another
bandage
bandage
dodge.
on land, but
What?
Peekaboo may be taken down. Finds the little Amumu, the sad mummy falls. Crying, but Boopy gonna make Orn cry up in the top side. It's gonna be a little bit of a blunder, but Saturation gonna get rooted up as well. Crit chance is still in this fight, has the passive, will be able to heal up just a little bit, knock up in the tower, and it's a shutdown onto the Lissandra. Juanito so very low, the tower has ramped up, forcing the flash away. But Juanito is gonna be able to walk out alive.
Take a breath there, Salt. You were commentating bot lane, you were commentating top lane, kills across the board, but the Hounds come out on top. 3,500 gold here. The dragon is up. Metro's going back to the mid lane. All's right in the world. Boopy picks up another set of kills. 6-1-1 score line. Eastpity as well picks up himself a nice kill. And a little bit of over-aggression from the Hounds, causing them to give some gold back. They were up 5k. That gold lead has tightened to about 2.53k gold here. So Grizzlies are looking to make something happen. Lee Sin on the back of Boopy right now. Gordrinkle, Carfield, and Ionian Boots in hand. Can he make something happen?
We see the Ornhorn gonna be called in here. Encore lands onto 2, but the knockup onto 2 as well. Kilo taking so much damage, pathing forward for no reason. As Saturation doing so much damage. The tree has been felled, and Boopy has to run for the hills. Orn TPing up in the top side as well. Will be able to catch his wave, not even losing a single cent of gold, as they're gonna grab up the second dragon of the game as well.
Yeah, really, really nice from Metro here.
Oh,
Just gets
Boopy.
the E. Okay. All right, Saturation is going to look to chase him out, but really nice for Metro to just get the E onto the Seraphine, executes her almost immediately. Like you said, I don't know why she was pathing forward. I mean, maybe she just thought she could try to be a body block and block as much damage as she possibly can. But Boopy is in the wrong side. I know it's his jungle, but you've got enemy threats all around you, sneaking around. Saturation and Mint Peekaboo here, looking to potentially get this bottom side. Yep, they'll finally pick it up.
Oh, they're going in. Peekaboo trying to find some damage here, but over the wall, twisting advance, find some nice CC. They're doing so much damage. Saturation take down instantly. Juanito trying to run for those, trying to deal damage. Well trade 1-for-1, but that's a shutdown. Going over, and Boopy gets 2. But MF trades it at the very least, but that's not really worthwhile. Boopy gets 2. The jungler is online, and he is turbo strong. But we see another fight in the top side. Dracane is trying to run for the hills. Bleeding Wolves dealing some decent damage, but not going to be able to find the execution.
Wow, surprised that he ended up and going for the Merc Treads here into the Urgot. Maybe wants to play for that team fight presence, right? Into the Lissandra, into the Maokai, into the Seraphine, is opting in for that. As Metro...
Oh, the Glacial Tomb going to be used. The flash forward finds some damage, and Metro trying to find his way out to safety. Finds the Shuriken Toss, finds the Rocket Belt, and the outplay is there. Dragneil just dodging away from these ganks. Nice and easy. Brittle finds some decent damage. The grasp is there as well, but Peekaboo's there in the mid lane as well. The Mummy going to pick up some minions, and they're just going to walk topside. Make that bot side.
Yeah, really nice patience from Metro there, right? Just staying in his shroud, waiting on his E, was able to kick back, doesn't let the Lee Sin get the Q execute, and a lot was burned on the side of Grizzlies for a whole lot of nothing pretty much, as now East Pity has no ultimate ready. Dragon is, will be coming up in about, I believe, a minute and a half. And I don't know if the Grizzlies are prepared to contest this. They couldn't contest the first 2. Infernal Soul point is on the line, and if Hounds get that, you have to believe that regardless if Boopy's going to burst you out.
Oh, Ornhorn. Finds some decent damage, but that's not really that much. The wave has already been cleared. Peekaboo gonna miss that bandage toss, but Q gonna land. Sonic Wave is there onto Saturation, but they aren't gonna look for too much here. They're gonna grab some vision and maybe grab up the second Herald. 2 minutes, 45 seconds there on that Infernal.
2.5 minutes so far on the Infernal. You have to believe the Hounds are going to take this. They're going to reset, put some vision down, potentially use this Herald to distract the Grizzlies so they can pick up this third Infernal, or this third Dragon, the Infernal Drake of the game here, and hopefully look to start stacking that soul point around the 20 minute mark. Wait a minute.
Gonna go wide. Ornhorn is there though, but nothing left. Who's going to grab that smite? It is going to be Saturation. The flash forward from Peekaboo finds some decent damage, finds the play. Encore going to find absolutely no one as the Zonya's going to buy the time. He's a golden statue in the middle of 5. Going to be taken down. Crit chance takes the kill away, but Saturation going to be able to dodge away as well. Everfrost going to go slightly short, but a flash forward from East Pity finds the CC, and the Frozen Tomb is there, and Saturation going to be taken down. But Juanito picks up that kill as well.
for free.
For the second, and that's double kill for the Bonito Soul. And on the bot side, Kakali just perma push and gets that second tower. That's just so much gold. Back into the Hound's back pop. Kilo taking so much damage, forced to flash away. The instant press, the attack goes down. But things are looking rough if you are a Grizzlies fan. The Mama Bear not looking to protect their kids anymore. They are looking to just stay alive.
Metro just pushing that bot side. That was a 4v5 coming out from the Hound. They end up trading even pretty much 2 for 2 here. They gave Peekaboo, they gave Saturation away, but Juanito's all able to pick up 2 kills. It's right now, it's Juanito versus Boopy, right? Who can carry harder? And my money's on the MF, right? Kraken Slayer in hand,
with Collector.
local gold in hand. But you can still do it with Collector. His weight bleeding wolf.
Nope, never mind. The Bonito Soul taking so much damage. One more anything will put him in execution range, and he's just getting eaten. Chomp, chomp, chomp. Into the maws of the bear he goes, as Bleeding Wolves is going to take him down. Metro going to dash forward with that rocket belt, but going to walk away right after.
Dragon is coming up very soon. I don't know if Hounds have the bodies, if they have the pressure to at least get some vision down, as actually their mid lane is going to be sieged.
Oh, Metro doing a lot of damage though. Crit chance going to be locked up by the CC. The Maokai doing a lot. Twist in advance.
Oh, he's
It's
dead.
not going to be enough, but the execution from Bleeding Wolves is the shotgun knees doing a lot of work here. But Graves has a shotgun and it's very big. Boopy has arrived on the backside of this fight, but Ornn was not even present.
Not present at all. And now, how can Hounds contest this? Are they going to look to put some vision out? Are they going to muscle their way in with this Amumu and this Ornn? Are they just going to give up the soul point here? One of their key win conditions, right? They would have been able to pick this up and put themselves at a 23 to 24 minute soul here. But unfortunately, a couple unfortunate fights, two of their key members getting caught out. And it looks like everybody is backed on the side of Grizzlies. They've cashed in the gold. They've got money out of their pockets and into the items. And we might see a scrap for this third dragon here. And it's been getting close, but we saw the Hounds edge them out last fight. Let's see if Metro can get the execute onto the squishy member of the Seraphine, or if they're just going to go all in with the engage 5v5. They're starting the dragon up. Nobody is here on the side of Grizzlies.
The ultimates are available, though, for the side of the Grizzlies. Every single one. Still waiting for a perfect execution from Metro, though. 4K on the dragon. Trying to go forward. Lee Sin goes in. Peekaboo onto the backside. Beautiful ultimate. Call of the Forge God. Gonna find four. Just raining hell onto the back line. But they just can't find anyone. The kills aren't there. And they find one. They take down the Ornn onto the backside. He's pitting. Golden statue will be taken down nice and easy. No, he's still alive. But the Lysandra zombies doing so much work. The undead are seeking retribution. And it's going to be a quadra kill for the Urgot. And going to be the dragon falling as well.
Beating Wolves, feasting onto the Hounds. He betrayed the pack and he said, "Know what? I'm going to stick myself with the Grizzlies here." 4 kills into that team fight. They pick up the Infernal Dragon. That is a ton of gold going into that guy's pocket. And you said Urgot can get really scary once he hits that 2 to 3 item power spike. He's got the cleaver in hand, but he's potentially going to finish that into the Sunfire Cape here, and Urgot is just going to cash it out. Actually, picks the Caulfield Hammer. Wait, he's going to go for Black Cleaver. He's sitting on the Bammies. Doesn't want to upgrade it. That was a nice turnaround from the Grizzlies. They're only down 2k gold here. The Hounds misplaying, over-aggressing, and unable to get the damage down onto the right members.
One thing to note, though, the Seraphine providing so much value, they just can't get the burst down in time onto the... They had a beautiful chain. They had the MF ulti. They had the Ornn. They had the Momumu as well. All of everything just landing, but they could not find a single kill until it was too late.
Yeah, and you saw Draconis just going a little too deep, was essentially 1v3ing, but the key members, Bleeding Wolves and
That's a lot of
Goofy,
damage there. Maybe one shot here. Saturation trying to find the kill, but Peekaboo will find that one. Twist in advance, going to find the CC onto 2. Seraphine forced to flash away.
That could be Baron. Jungler is down.
Oh, they find something there onto Crit Chance when he's going in for the re-engage. Teleport onto the backside. Peekaboo going to go golden once more. We do see Bleeding Wolves onto the backside. Has the ultimate. Call of Forge God going to be used. Looking to try and find one. Will not find anything. That's a swing and a miss. And they are just going to look to start up this Baron.
It's going to be really scary, though. East Pity still has the ultimate. Can get a flank off. Bleeding Wolves, if he can get an execute, can wreak havoc on this team, right? With the Titanic Hydra potentially finished here on the Black Cleaver as well. Bleeding Wolves is looking for something. They're looking to take this.
Oh, it's 1K. Who's going to find it? Red team is going to do that, but Peekaboo's taking so much damage. They find the first pick. Crit Chance going to be the next one on the market. Saturation trying to stay alive on the backside. Cannot do it. Metro going to be forced to use the first execution. Get himself back to safety. But Bonito is stuck in no man's land, taking so much damage. Over the wall he goes. But he's going to be taken down as East Pity stays alive.
3 members die for the Baron. Was that the price that you pay for the Hounds? Was it worth it? We'll find out if we can see the Hounds push down these lanes. Their top laner and their mid laner both still have Barons, so they can go for a 1-3-1 split. But these team fights are rapidly going into the favor of the Grizzlies. You see Urgot just zoning out Akali and MF from these fights. Wait a minute.
And Wolves taking so much damage here. Does not really have that tankiness though, but will at least get some chunks down. Dracanis actually almost falling there. If he was able to get a little bit more damage, Dracanis goes down, but the Cleaver has been finished. Dracanis is not nearly as tanky as he used to be because of that one single item. Cleaver, such a strong item into that armor stacking that we see coming in.
Yeah, and the Hounds, top team right now. They were handed their first loss by the Ducks here. For everybody tuning in from the Blue Lauder League, thank you for the raid as we see 2 teams duking it out right now. Grizzlies, middle of the pack, looking to make their mark, looking to set themselves away and be considered a top team. Hounds have been undefeated up until today. They're 0-1 so far, potentially looking to go 0-2. They've had the gold lead so far this whole game, but the fights have been turning. Grizzlies have been putting in work on the back of this Urgot, on the back of this Lee Sin. They've been able to turn these fights around. We're going to see if Hounds can hold on to this lead. They can close this game out. Dragon is potentially coming up in a minute and a half or so as we see a play coming in.
Great chance, maybe the one who's caught out here. Call of the Forge are going to be his twisted advance. Will find a lot of roots, but the encore,
Nice
what
encore!
the Seraphine is insane, and they're taking so much damage. The kickback, going to find absolutely nothing, but that bullet time only buys half HP, but their health bars are chunked, and this Dragon's up soon. They're running for the hills. If they can get these goals, if they can get this reset here, now is the time to do it. They're going for it, trying to find something. The snipe, can they find the damage? Anything. The pullback is there, but no, he's golden. He's a statue, but he's stuck in the middle of 5, going to be taken down. They're rushing forward. Saturation trying to take down this blue buff. The smite is not going to find it, but the kickback will. And Juanito very, very low, but he's pity trying to dash forward, trying to find something. Juanito's so
a lot of damage coming up from Juanito.
Boopy is doing a lot of work here. And clear chance onto the backside, trying to do something. Boopy may have caught himself in a bad spot here. The mechanics just aren't there, and he's going to be taken down. They had the picks, they had the fight, but they're just throwing it all away as Metro dashes into the backside of this map, but he's going to be taken down. Shutdown goes through. Bleeding Wolves is so incredibly strong, and the health bars are so incredibly low. But can they do anything? 30 seconds left. Boopy will be alive, will be ready for this Dragon here, and ultimates are recharging. We see Seraphine ultimate should be ready for this Dragon here. At least in the next little bit.
We're going to get a rinse repeat of the fight here. They're skirmishing to over-chasing. Both of these teams not playing as clean as possible. You thought the Hounds would be able to turn it, but once Bleeding Wolves entered the fray, once he Kool-Aid manned in, you saw how low the life bars got from the Hounds here. The Dragon setup is here. Hounds are here first, but that doesn't mean they're going to take it immediately. This is a 12,000 health Dragon here. Cheapies are coming in from the Grizzlies here. Big body Urgot is coming in. He's got the Frostfire Gauntlet. He's got the Cleaver. He's got the Hydra. He's ready to make his mark on this team fight and be the carry for the Grizzlies. 9-4-4 scoreline. Tied with Boopy here. Let's see if they can do it.
They're looking to make some plays here. We do see Juanito on the backside, going to be spotted out by that ward. 10k left on the Dragon. They're trying to burst this one down as fast as possible. It's actually getting shredded. Leandres plus Titanic doing a lot of work here. Call of the Forge caught. Twisted advance made by the space, but a beautiful Curse of the Sad Mummy on the floor. On the backside though. Encore going to find absolutely no one. If the backline goes to dive, but they cannot find the Plick. Bleeding Wolves is still alive, and Boopy finds MF on the backside, but Boopy going to be traded back as well. Bleeding Wolves has no TP, has no way back into this fight here. They're taking so much damage. They're trying to find something. Crit chance, trying to buy some time. Kilo is kiting as best he can, but they are walking forward. They are walking fast, and they're walking strong as the Oran goes unstoppable, trying to find the knockback. Beautiful damage there, but the pick, you see that snipe coming in from the Urgot. Amumu goes down. Dracanis finds the Seraphine. Is Pity trying to run for the hills, trying to get out of this one, but Akali moving towards that Dragon. He's Pity just cannot do anything. Urgot was caught on the backside as well. Under the tower, one more auto will do it. The Zonius is there, but that is a Zonius of hope as you are just going to fall under your base. And Akali already on this Dragon, or at least standing around it, but that is a big fight for the Hounds.
Boopy is up right now along with Glitchance here. I don't know. They should be able to take the Dragon here. Saturation taking his sweet time, taking the jungle, saying, I want this red, I want this Gromp, or I want the Krugs, I want the Raptors. Give me everything you've got. ordering everything off the jungle buffet here. Gonna take the dragon as his dessert, puts the hounds on soul point, and after a lengthy team fight for this dragon, the hounds put themselves in possession of the soul point. 26 minutes in, we are definitely going to see a team fight at the 30-minute mark, whether you like it or not, Salt. And this is going down to the wire. Grizzlies and Hounds. Who knew this game would be this close?
Hounds are showing the chinks in their armor. They have shown their weaknesses, and now things are not looking as great as they could have been. This Maokai providing so much value, that Twisted Advance doing a lot of work. We saw at the beginning of that fight, Ultimates looked great coming in from the Seraphine, from the Maokai. 5-man encore, but they just didn't have Bleeding Wolves there in time. So they just weren't able to find a pick there. Peekaboo showing his face here. Gonna find that ward at the very least. Is gonna be a little scared though. He's not as tanky, 110 and 15. Not the greatest scoreline.
His job is to go in and do one thing, ultimate. He's not really going to do anything else. Get the double bandage toss, do your job, and then stall out for another bandage toss. That man knows his mission. He knows what he's got to do, and the rest of his team is going to need to capitalize and clean up. Drakus, though, super tanky. We're getting to that late game point. He's at level 15. The Ornn items are coming in, and he's tanky. He does damage. He's a bruise, mage, wizard, whatever you want to call it, as Ornn is just going in. And you see the team fight starting.
But Bleeding Wolves trolls it a little bit. Having that W active means that Blast Cone dies immediately as over the wall. Bonito finds one. Looking to find
Seraphine ultimate.
Onto 4, but they don't have the damage. Bleeding Wolves has already fallen. Boopy trying to find something, trying to find anything to get himself out to safety. The Death Dance bleed is keeping him alive for just a little bit longer, but Saturation dashing forward. One more shotgun shell will do it as under his tower he falls, and Boopy is going to be taken down, and they're just looking to push down these lanes, potentially move towards that Baron. No jungler, no smite.
No jungler, no smite, only 2 members left on the Grizzly side, and these are not the carries you want alive, as they're going to turn their eyes towards the Baron here, and they're going to be able to pick it up fairly free, as Peekaboo has been on point with these engages. The bandage toss into the Curse of the Sad Mummy, along with Juanito Soul, perfectly positioning for max value. There is just so much damage coming out, and you brought this up on the Grizzly side. Where's the damage? Who do they turn to if Bleeding Wolves dies? Who do they turn to if Boopy dies? You saw it. Nobody. Nobody can finish anybody off. Although the health bars were low for the Hounds, they were able to turn it around. This really, really strong composition picked up, and you see Drakenus picking up the Anathema's chain. This guy is just going to get stronger and stronger, and we've hit that late game scaling point. The Ornn items are in. MF is at 4 items. It is just really, really tough to fight into this team front to back. We need to see Grizzlies use their flanks. We need to see them pick some unfair fights so they can get the man advantage, the 4v5s, the 4v2, and see what they can really do.
Yep. We need to see them look for picks here before these big objectives do spawn up. That's where they excelled at. They have great execution, but Juanito may be the one who's caught out here. Crit chance, though, stuck on the wrong side of the map. East Pity trying to find the execution. Encore only going to find 2, only going to find the tanks. We do see one go down. It's going to be Crit Chance. Juanito was taken down on the backside. East Pity trying to buy some time with that ultimate, but Dracane is taking so much damage here. Can they take him down, though? He's taking so much damage. Peekaboo falls on the backside of the fight as well. They're going to find 2. Boopy running for the hills. Will he fall? No, the Seraphine is just too strong. The healing is there, and Bleed Wolf's dash forward finds the flash there onto Akali. Metro trying to run for the hills. The execution may be there. No ultimate on this Urgot. Can't find the dash forward, but doesn't even matter as the shotgun will kill the shotgun knee bearer, and they're going to look to at least get some vision back.
Yeah, they want to get some vision back here. Another messy, bloody, disgusting fight coming out from both of these guys. They are willing to brawl. They are willing to scrap. It just looks like Hounds. You know, they come up, they get the Baron, they get the nice kill, and then they over-aggress, and the Grizzlies are able to turn it around, only going 1 for 3, and this game is gonna be back and forth. These guys are gonna beat each other to a pulp. They're gonna be bruised, battered as they come out of it. Nobody's gonna be happy with this win, but you have to believe the Hounds want to close this out. They have the victory in their sights. They've taken 2 Barons. They have 3 Dragons. They're on Infernal Soul Point. You gotta believe that this next objective is gonna be the one. Boopy is topside while the dragon is coming up. He says, you know what, guys, I need gold, I need grump, I need everything right now. He's gonna look to come down here. They want to set up some vision here, but the red side here, Hounds are setting it up. They're clearing it out. They're muscling their way in, and there's not much the Grizzlies can do.
It's scary. We do see, though, Seraphine has finally finished that Void stuff, so will be at least doing some damage there. But crit chance may be caught out here. Dracanis taking absolutely no damage. Whoopie, though, onto the backside, trying to find something here, trying to find the damage. But Dracanis has the call of the Forge God. Gonna look to try and find the knockup. Gonna find only one, but they do find Bleeding Wolves. Peekaboo onto the backside. A beautiful encore. Only finds one. It goes wide, but Saturation gonna take down crit chance onto the backside of this one. Peekaboo maybe the next on the list. Here comes the Fear Beyond Death. As they're looking to take down We Need a Soul as well. One will do it, but it's not enough. It's a triple kill for Saturation, and they could end the game right here, right now. They have the wave clear. They have the champions available to do it, but Metro trying to find the execution here onto Kilo. But the Seraphine is running for the hills at the speed of sound. The songstress is trying to run, but can she find her way to victory here? It's looking a little rough.
They're gonna send one person to the Dragon Eater to start it up. They're probably not gonna be able to end it here. The death timers are not long enough.
Kilo!
Yet. Kilo, though, is in a lot of danger right now. They're going to take the inhib. They're going to take the Dragon Soul. They're going to put Infernal Soul on the map. And any chance that the Grizzlies had of coming back will be snuffed out here. This Infernal Dragon just taking everything over. The Soul going over to the side of the Hounds here very shortly. The damage that is going to be pumped out from this team is just too much to handle. Regardless of how tanky you are, regardless of how elusive you are, how many heals you have, the Grizzlies' future is looking bleak. They kept it competitive, but the Hounds, they're going to reset. They're going to spend the gold. They're going to cash out here and look for the game-ending push.
And this is looking rougher and rougher for the Grizzlies here. They're not, they put up a fight, but now these ord items have come through. They are getting tanky, and it's becoming harder and harder for them to find some executions. So the Grizzlies just can't do anything. They are relying on one carry to deal their damage, but that carry is so short range and is getting chipped out before these fights even begin.
Yeah, it's really hard for Bleeding Wolves here and East PD to get anything done right now. Boopy is trying his hardest. You can see he gets the insects off. He's able to kick somebody like the MF back into the team, but there's just no damage. There's no follow-up like you mentioned in this draft. Early on, where do they find the damage? Where do they find the execution? And now you're staring straight into the barrel of an Infernal Dragon team up 10k gold. They're looking to end this, especially with the Akali, with the MF. These guys are farmed, they're fed, and they're ready to win this game.
It's so scary here, and every bush is a death brush here for the Hounds. If they find anything, it's not going to be pretty. It's going to be a slaughter. The bear has finally fallen.
The bear's limping. He's limping around with cuts and bruises all around him as he's just trying to save their children. He's just trying to save anything, any resemblance of a home here, as Urga has picked up the Spirit Visage here, so gonna provide some MR into the Ornn, into the Akali here, but it might be too little too late. He doesn't have enough damage. He doesn't have enough tankiness. He's kind of a half and half, which isn't really ideal if you're Urgot here, as that turret just goes down immediately.
And they traded 1-for-1, right? It is going to be a little bit of a brace race. Crit Chance is the only one present here. Going to send out that sapling, try and clear out the wave, but the inhib's going to go down. They get at least that tier 2. Bleeding Wolves trying to get as much gold as he can, but this wave is going down pretty quick. They have nothing, but they find the Encore onto Saturation. Going to be able to walk forward towards that enemy team, but they can't really find the pick. They can't really find much, but they are going to at least get that, they're going to get that inner. They're going to get that inhib turret. It's something. It is something. It is all they can get at the moment.
I actually think if they kept 2 more members on the Grizzlies side, they might have been able to base race, because all members of the Hounds committed there. But what really happened, like, you could clear the wave if you're somebody like Kilo and Glitch Chance here.
They have no Baron.
Take that wave. Yeah, there's no Baron. Oh, they're Baron. They're at the Baron right now, though, as the Hounds are just going to shred this with the Infernal Dragon here. This is going to go down super quick.
Oh, my goodness.
The 3rd Baron of the game. You have to believe this is the end, the game-ending push. Hounds have the top and middle lane inhibitor taken down. They have to go bot, and they'll end this game.
They're trying to do something here. They're setting up a death brush. We do see everyone walking up here. Metro on the flank, though, has the way into this backside of the fight. Peekaboo's going to get kicked there with that Sonic Wave. They don't know. Going to get spotted out. The Bleeding Wolves finds the flip back. Zonya's going to be used. Crit Chance stuck in the Baron pit, trying to survive. But Encore only going to find Peekaboo. They're trying to find something, a pick. Can they get anything? Peekaboo goes for it. This may be the pick they were looking for. Their engage has fallen. No Curse of the Sad Mummy. Forge God is going to land, and they're looking for East Pity onto the backside. The kickback. Beautiful play from Boopy. He's found the pick, and they're trying to find the damage. Dracanis finds a knockup onto the backline. That's so much damage. The Ornn is so tanky, so strong with this Infernal. Metro exhausted. Can't find the Shuriken toss, but they take out one. They take out 2. Bleeding Wolves is so strong, but the Infernal Soul might be stronger. And this fight is so close. So close indeed. But Saturation, can he find the exit? Can he take him down? Yes, he will. Bleeding Wolves falls, and Orn is in the base, cracking the towers down, punching them with that hammer, and he could look to end this one right here, right now.
Oh, what looked like a nice fight from the Grizzlies. They got turned around 3v5.
Oh,
The
Shock
Hounds.
Beast Pity. They're trying to do something here, but the Baron Up Supers are doing so much work. Encore finds two, but that's not going to do anything as their base falls around them. The Maw of Malmortius standing tall, standing strong as the base falls around. Nexus is going to go down. Metro takes the plus 50, and it's going to be a win for the Hounds as long as it was.
A bloody, bruised, and battered game here. Both teams walking away with cuts and bruises, but the Hounds finally take it from the Grizzlies here after a long and arduous game. You saw the Grizzlies. You saw Urgot trying to put in the work. It just wasn't enough. The Infernal Dragon, the third Baron, the gold lead, they could not surmount it, and Hounds bounce back after a loss in the earlier game here. They still cement themselves as one of the top teams.
Okay. First things first, Hounds lost a game. Okay, I needed to say it. They lost it again. It was the Ducks, right?
It was Ducks. It looks like it was the Ducks.
That's
yeah.
insane. The two teams that have a 6 in their score managed to play against each other, and the one that had it in the loss section actually managed to overcome the one that had won 6 games undefeated. And now the Hounds came into their next game. They were looking strong. They were looking dangerous. They struggled a little bit. I'm not going to lie. I thought it could have gone either way, but it was okay. I didn't think it was going to go either way. It was like they were definitely had the upper hand throughout a lot of the game, and I think that it shows why the Hounds are the Hounds. And we kind of talked about a pack of 5 Hounds should be able to take out one Grizzly. If it's one really big one, they're all working together to make. But Shibby, let's start with you. What was the point? As I mentioned, the game felt like it was very, it was somewhat close, but the Hounds kept that lead. What was the point that Hounds went from being a little bit ahead to being a whole lot ahead?
It was that overchase around the third dragon, right? Or the fourth dragon, around there, where the Hounds, they were on the back foot, and then what happened was the Grizzlies overchased. They overchased into the Hounds team. Hounds end up turning the team fight around. They kill 2, and they pick up the dragon after that, and that put them on Soul Point. And I think that's where it kind of turned for the Hounds there. Grizzlies, they were building that momentum. They were taking the team fights. You saw the Urgot taking over these team fights, getting the resets, getting that huge fear, but it just wasn't enough. After that, they overchased. They chased in the Hounds. The Hounds were able to turn it around. That's where it kind of started shifting. You saw the dynamic kind of ebb and flow back and forth, but every single fight just felt a little bit more Hound and Hound favored. Even if the Grizzlies got a nice engage off or they killed somebody prior, those 4v5s, those 3v5s, that's just really hard to turn around, especially into an Infernal Dragon.
Disgusting, man. And it's League of Legends. We were talking about last game. The play to still caps was what swapped around the game. A chase too far is what swaps around the game. It's the tiny little details that make everything flip on its head. Did you have the same opinion, Salt? That's when the game kind of went out of control?
Yeah, that overchase was kind of the throw and a half that, solidified the Hounds' victory there. They can't be doing things like that. They can't be over-aggressive. They got what they needed. They had position on the Dragon. All they had to do was clear vision and buy space for their jungler to just come back, right? The jungler got picked. All they have to do is wait now. Both junglers are dead. Your jungler's on faster death timer, and you guys are stronger. Don't walk into them. Don't walk into where they have control, so you won't get picked. And unfortunately, that's what happened, and they had a chance. The Grizzlies did really have a chance. If they win that Dragon fight, they get themselves that position. They get themselves more time and more space into this game, and if they get Infernal Soul, that Urgot is going to be dealing so much damage. So much damage indeed, and it's more AoE. So that was the biggest turning point.
Exactly. I was going to bring that up, but now let's take a little delve a little bit deeper inside what we're looking at with our draft teams, because we've kind of looked at the surface level of our games, and we know that how teams won, what were the turning points, but we've seen Hounds a couple times on stream already. And so, as someone who's probably seen, I gotta sneeze. Oh no! But it's like, when you need to sneeze, but not really.
Yep.
Okay, it's gone. It's gone. It's like it's sitting in the back of my nose. We'll fight through it. At what point do you think that it's Hounds as a whole, right? It's a team that's been winning a whole lot. They are very strong. We didn't get to see how Ducks beat them, but what do you think that teams need to exploit out of the Hounds? Are they too aggressive? Do they push too much on objectives? Are they fighting too much towers? Do they have a weak point that other teams should target?
I do think that they're a very solid roster, but if you apply pressure on one single point, doesn't matter who it is, you punish their jungler, punish their top laner, mid, or AD, or bot lane, right? I think that's what they have to do. Focus one point, get that point strong, and, pressure point. Focus one. If you can get that one carry out of the game, because you saw, I think every time we've seen a draft coming in from the Hounds, it's good. It's triple carry, right? They're super reliant on having a lot of damage to win their games. So if they're able to take down, at least one of those damage sources and have damage sources to match the other ones, that's the play. Try and push someone out so you have that control. Make sure their ADC is not allowed to play the game. Make sure they're down 100 CS. Make sure that mid laner is, pushed under the tower, constantly dove, down 2 levels. Make sure their top laner is 0-4 at 10 minutes. Just focus one point. But we do have the player of the game there, and I'll send that off to you, Quicksand.
Yeah, okay, so it's going to be Saturation here to take out the play of the game, and the MVP damage was unbelievable, man. I'm like blinking and people are disappearing off the screen. It was unbelievable here from Graves, and as you mentioned, that triple carry, Graves clearly was one of them. Shibby, what did you think of this MVP?
Well deserved, right? Saturation played pretty well across the board. Had his work cut out for him as Bloopy had the early game just in the bag, right? Man was like 8-1 prior to the 14-minute mark, but was able to pick up the kills, was able to pick up, those team fight skirmishes, was able to get those executes really well. You saw his ability usage, right? The Q into the R to get that extra burst off, and he built that lethality, went for the hard carry Graves. And this guy had 3 junglers banned against him, right? His own team banned 2 other junglers. This guy has put on potentially his 5th or 6th best champion, who knows, right? And he's still able to perform. He absorbs so much draft resources, allows his mid laner to get his best champion in the game, right? And still able to perform 16, 5, and 9. That just attributes to how amazing of a jungler Saturation is and how he's pretty much running this league at the moment.
Is there anything you want to add to that, Salt?
Nah, I'm good. I think Chevy had a just great explanation of Saturation and how, had a great game, right? Farmed well, did everything you want as a jungler. Didn't have the early game pressure, but that's expected. You're Graves. You're not really the best ganker. You're a good skirmisher.
Yeah.
You're good at fighting, but you're not really great at being present in those fights. You don't really provide anything apart from damage, so you want to be the one there for the fight. You don't want to be the one starting the fight. And that's exactly what happened, right?
Exactly. Now, let's not saturate your minds with too much information as we do jump to a quick break before we load into our next game. And I'll tell you, this one is going to be a banger. We've managed to have a couple of teams play up against each other today. We managed to see the Hounds. We managed to see the Hornets, the Rhinos, the Grizzlies. But hold on. Is that the Rhinos again playing up against the God Killers? The Rhinos will be playing up against the Ducks. Very keen. We'll probably get some more details on how the other games are going as we load into our next draft, but I'm keen to hear how the Ducks went on their game. Maybe they managed to pick up 2 in a row. You're going to have to stick around to find out. We're going to jump to a quick break, and we'll see you guys in just a moment.
As a child, you would wait and watch from far away. But you always knew that you'd be the one that would while they all play. And you'd lay awake at night and scheme of all the things that you would change, but it was just a dream.
Restore our Gloria to live forever. Call down the reckoning to bring back hope and peace. Restore our Gloria to live forever. Bring down the dark regime. I know how to unleash eternal power. Lead us to order. I am the light bringer.
How are we doing for your final game of the night? I can't talk. Lost my voice a little bit. But we do have the Rhinos, once again, and the Ducks for the first time tonight. But the Ducks, 2-0. Same with the Rhinos. Both bottom place teams have shown up tonight. 2-0. Having a good showing of the night. But as we do see things rolling, quick bans. It's going to be the Hecarim Yumi Sivir off the table by the Rhinos. Ducks taking away the Bell Veth, the Seraphine, and the Misfortune, those low elo stompers.
Low elo stompers is Twitch gonna be potentially coming out for Dallas here. And both of these teams, like you said, 2-0 on the night, beating the top teams. Rhino beating the Wolves, and the Ducks beating the Hounds earlier today here. Udyr has slipped through the bad phase. Hayden is gonna lock that up for himself here. And I said he's the #1 jungler, the best in the business, the clear god, the dueling god, and the skirmish god, and the tank god all into one. So Hayden is primed to carry this game. I don't want to see any shenanigans, no weird press the attack. Go Ghost, go Conqueror, unflinching and tenacity rune, and you will be unstoppable running into this Jinx. As Rhinos have their work cut out for them, Calcep Jr. in another disadvantageous jungle matchup.
Yeah, the Udyr, just such a strong pick. Still flexible. You can put that towards the top lane as well. And I see my camera. I'm going nuts. I don't know what's going on. But you see Jinx Lulu, and I think the Lulu's actually really nice here against the Udyr. You know, you just polymorph him as he does go in, polymorph the Twitch, but you can only polymorph one, so it's all on you to find something to make, you know, this Lulu's gonna have a hell of a time this game.
Yeah, and you have to get the slow
going
onto
3D.
the Udyr. Yeah, you're going crazy right now. I need my 3D glasses, the blue and red, ready to go, Spy Kid style. Oh, there we go.
Oh, that
We're back
worked.
to normal.
Sick.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah.
I just put the cover on for a second.
Anyways, yeah, Rhinos have their work cut out for them, right?
Gwyneth
Gwen,
Paltrow.
really nice pick. Really nice pick. Solid blindable into the top lane. High scaling. We see the Rhinos going for that right now with the Jinx, with the Lulu, with the Gwen. So I want to see some early game mid laners or potentially an early game jungler paired up with this so that they don't just fully concede every single objective. Ducks, on the other hand, they have the Twitch, they have the Udyr. Who are they going to pair it up with? The Lulu is taken away, the Yuumi is gone. I would prefer the Soraka. Soraka is a very good pick into Lulu. It's a very uninteractive lane. You both get to scale. I think Soraka is super busted right now. We saw what happened in the LEC and the LCS. This champion is just too good. And yeah, this heal, especially paired up with the Udyr, is gonna be a menace.
And the best way to play against a Soraka is dive. Get onto that little unicorn thing and just break her back. The only way you're able to win, but the comp that both these teams drafted is front to back here. There were no real backline access coming in from either side. So we'll see what the Rhinos do come up with here. They do need to find a way into that backline, or at least a way to force Soraka to come forward, you know, a set angle, something along those lines. Just force her into the face of your team so you can take her down first. Because if Soraka is allowed to just play these fights out, it's really, really scary. If she's able to provide a lot of sustain, provide silences constantly, and just be that nuisance. The Lulu provides a lot of shields, attack speed, and great peel with, you know, with that poly, but being able to cleanse the entirety of your team of grievous wounds with your wish, such an insane ability.
Yeah, and that massive heal that comes out, right? It gets stronger the more people that are below that percent threshold, as we see the Diana and the Kayn being banned out, Cowsep Jr. being targeted. This guy, like Saturation in some sense, gets so much draft capital thrown at them, right? In terms of like, you don't get your Kayn, you don't get your Bel'Veth, you don't get a Diana, you get nothing. As we see on Rhino's side, they're banning out the Azir, they're banning out the Vex here, and we're gonna see what Chaotic can do into this mid lane. I would suggest that the Ducks are going to take in their top laner here, something blindable into the Gwen. You could take the Aatrox. Ornn is fine, although it does have a rough matchup into Gwen.
The Aatrox.
Could go Aatrox, could go GP as well. I like Gangplank with this team comp as well. I think they're going to go something early game. They're actually going to lock in the Victor. So they're going to save their top lane pick for the very last, giving Melly G.
Oh, I see why.
Why?
Udyr's flexed top. You can have that in the top lane. So they want to keep this flex available until the last possible moment. Guarantee themselves a good matchup. You know, Udyr's good into Gwen, right? He's more than okay into that matchup. In fact, he might even win it late. I don't really know. I haven't seen that matchup too often, but Victor is a pretty safe blind mid laner and, you know, really solid into the composition that the Rhinos have, right? Jinx has to walk forward, and you're Victor. Have you seen Double Lift at Worlds? Man, save Flash. And
I mean,
if he's saving Flash,
Victor's killed.
I don't know if anyone else is not saving Flash, not gonna lie.
Yeah, Victor scales really well too, especially with this composition, right? Both of these teams picking something high scaling. We are gonna see the Akali into the Victor. Double AP though is kind of rough, especially into Udyr. He can build something like the Force of Nature. Actually would be a savant move if he ends up going Spirit Visage to increase the healing from the Soraka from his W. Yep, very 5-head move from him if he ends up going into that. I would suspect he would go straight into, so he would go, you know, Sunfire Cape into potentially armor and then into the Spirit Visage, or you can pick one as he chooses if he needs the AP. If he needs the magic resist more than the armor here, then he can go that. But we're gonna see if the Rhinos are gonna round out their composition with the jungler. Who will they pick?
They need a way in.
Yeah, Xin
This is
Zhao
a no
really good
CC
here.
comp.
Xin Zhao is really good here. I would love to see that potentially.
Huh? Oh, it's Cowsep's Gwen. It's Cowsep's Gwen.
Oh, it's Cowsep's Gwen. So Gwen jungle being here. You said they needed a way in. Apatio heard you loud and clear, Salt. He's gonna go charging him with
forward.
Yep, charging with that Kled along with the Akali. Dive buddies abundant. As you said, The one way to beat that Soraka is to break her back. I know a lot of players would love to break her back. In League of Legends. Ducks are gonna round out their composition here. Quintet gonna potentially pick their top laner. I would suspect they're gonna last pick top here. I don't think they want to take the Udyr into the Kled here. Actually,
Vi from Poppy. Both these are pretty solid there into the dive, right? The only thing that they can't really stop is that Kled ultimate, but Kled dash gonna be stopped. The Kali dash is constantly negated. Gonna be rough here.
yeah, it's gonna be rough. They can still flex this around on the Duck side here. You could still send Poppy into the top lane. Had her numbers actually reduced for the jungle damage. She doesn't do as much damage to the jungle monsters. I believe her Q cooldown as well got a little higher. Also her buckler. So she kind of got suited more for the top lane here. I think she can have a pretty good time into the Kled, can W the charge, can W the little mini charge that he has on his, I believe, his own W. So if they want to take the Kled into the Udyr matchup or the Udyr into the Kled matchup, it's possible. But I would prefer if you let Udyr just run rampant, let him gank, and allow the Poppy to just kind of weather the storm. And then when these team fights break out, throws down the hammer, can throw away somebody like the Akali, like the Jinx, and they can just win this fight outright. Ducks and Rhinos both 2-0 on the night. One of these teams are going to come out the loss, unfortunately. Can the Ducks make that late season resurgence, or can the Rhinos start solidifying their pack into the middle of the team, Salt? I mean, both of these drafts are really, really nice. We're going to get some really fast and heavy 5v5 team fights coming out from both of these squads.
Definitely. One thing I do like about the Ducks composition, though, is their damage. Very consistent. I'm becoming 3D again. Let me fix that. Yeah, damage very consistent coming in from the Ducks. Twitch will always be applying those stacks, will always be dealing that damage from, decent range. Victor constantly sending out lasers will be a nuisance to deal with. Soraka providing a lot of consistent healing, right? It's great. Udyr, just a constant meatball, will be sustaining himself up. That's what he does. And Poppy, solid front line. Rhinos, on the other hand, other than the Jinx, they have zero consistency. Gwen really wants to have that needlework available to make things happen. Kled, has to play around that W cooldown, and that's not very short. If he burns it before a fight by accident, his upfront damage just skyrockets downwards, at a downward trajectory. Akali wants to have, the RE combo, wants to get that perfect execution combined with that shuriken toss, but when those cooldowns are gone, her damage stealing drops significantly. So Rhinos really need to find a pick in the beginning of a fight in order to make something happen.
Yeah, you want to see the Rhinos take these flank angles, right? You want to see Gwen come over the wall, Akali get over the wall with the W, with the Shroud. You don't want to do just a straight front to back with the Rhinos. You want to see them flank around. You want to see them kind of look for unfair angles onto this Twitch, onto this Soraka. Because if you go 5v5, these guys will just unload on you. They have Victor, they have Twitch, they have the Poppy. And if Poppy is not maintaining the backline presence, if she's not keeping her steadfast presence, her W up and ready to go for when this Soraka gets jumped on, if she's doing the engaging, if she's doing anything else, then the Rhinos have a clear-cut way to victory, as they are going to take the Udyr into the Kled here. So this Poppy jungle, so we're going to see some early ganks coming out from the Ducks here, some early game pressure. And I think you want to start getting this Udyr lane ramping up, because once he gets into that lane dominance, once he starts pushing that lane towards his favor, he is nearly unmatched in the side lanes.
His side lane presence is nigh unmatchable, right? He is so strong. He is one of the few champs that can deal with the Gwen side lane, deal with Kled very easily, very handedly. He builds so much armor, deals so much damage, and sustains so much. It's so difficult to deal with him. His consistency is really why he's so strong in the current meta. He wave clears well. He can also freeze. He's just able to do literally everything. He's like a jack of all trades, but sure, not the master of none. He's not the highest damage champion. He's not the... Okay, he's very close to the tankiest. Sorry about that one, but he also... His CC is not the most reliable because he has to run forward. He's not as fast as he used to be, but he is still good at it. He is able to fulfill every single role you need him to do, apart from being ranged. That's literally it. He's able to do almost everything. And I think that's consistency is what matters, right? Ducks want to be consistent. They want to fly together, want to swim together. They work well as a group. Rhinos, they like to charge forward, but can they break this unbreakable duck formation coming in? We'll see if they can break the line as we head over to a quick break, and we'll be right back.
I forgot, they gotta break Soraka's back.
One.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the final game of the evening. This determines which one of the bottom seeds will go 3-0. It is a matchup of the 2-0 teams of the night. So, let's find out who takes home the W here. As we see Apotheo looking for a little bit of damage there onto the Poppy, a little poopster. And Castle going to take a little bit of a shield to the face.
Yeah, nothing much going on. We saw some invades in game 1 and 2, but it looks like both teams are just willing to 5-point defense here. Last game of the day for both of these guys, like you mentioned. And both of these teams beating out some of the top dogs, the Hounds and the Wolves, respectively, how we're handed their first losses, really, this today from both of these guys. So both squads are amped up. They're both firing on all cylinders here. They're looking to get the 3-0, looking to put themselves in the playoff hunt. As you know, only the top 4 teams in Victoris go to the playoffs here. We've got 6 weeks of play. We're into week 3. So the final couple weeks here, this last half is what's really important. If you can pick up some wins, you can snag up some W's. You could potentially win that tiebreaker if you're in for that 4th spot. You could potentially skyrocket your way towards that first, second bye potentially. And we see both of these junglers starting on opposite sides. It makes sense. Gwen doesn't want anything to do with any of these early skirmishes. She wants to farm up, hit 6, and then start to wreak havoc onto your backline.
We do see Melly trading very aggressively here, and we see the power of the Awakened Phoenix stance doing a lot of work here up against this Kled, already proccing the passive. Skarl dismounted.
Cowsep
And
here.
we just see some
Sorry.
early trading here. The Dallas diff there on a little Twitch in the bottom lane. We'll see who is going to come out on top here. We do see Quintic performing quite well here on the Soraka, landing those Qs like a monster, but level 2 has been hit. Lulu is a little bit of a stronger, early game champ
Poppy and Gwen.
than Soraka. But Melody hits at level 2. The damage is there, but he's going to remount here. And the Ignite is down on to Melly, who's going to be taken down first blood.
He gets
And
the Conqueror.
jungle goes Cowsup. The Conqueror gap versus Hayden, who's going to take it flash forward. Chaotic going to miss the laser. The Prime is there, but catches the kill over the wall. It is going to be the Rhinos taking the early lead.
Rhinos take the first blood. They get the kill onto the jungler as hell. And buff transfer complete, I guess, as Chaotic picks up the double buffs into a matchup that Lobum is already struggling in right now, and it's going to be even harder. Melly G, Rage TP's back at the top. Looks to say, hey, let me get that kill back. But the Apotheo with the flash still up. Killed him with the Ignite, unfortunately, and Lobum gonna have a rough time in this lane. Double buffs Victor is not going to be fun. Apotheo, though, Hayden's coming in for the gank here.
Oh, that's a level 4. But we do see Melly looking for the play here onto Apotheo. The damage is there, but Skarl's going to be remounted very, very shortly. The flash is enough, and Melly G will get the return kill. And look at the wave state here. It is horrendous. Apotheo going to be struggling for some XP.
Has no TP as well, though, so I want to suspect they want to push this in, but never mind. Melly G gonna try to keep it frozen here with the Phoenix, with the Tiger, as Hayden is gonna go back into the jungle, finish up the Krugs, probably clear up top side as Zolo Bomber and Next Winter are just taking control of this lane. To which Soraka, not the strongest duo inside the lane. They're not going to get any lane presence.
Oh,
Chaotic, though.
Chaotic taking a lot of damage. Gravity field down onto the floor already, but the Shroud is going to buy some move speed. Will get that Akali out to safety. We do see Gwen hovering around the bot side. Might be looking to make something happen. This wave state not very good for Dallas and Quintic.
Cowsep, though, looking onto mid, wanting to get his buffs back here. Chaotic just gonna pimp block it out here with his cane. He's completely fine.
He's A-okay.
He's in no real danger. Has the exhaust up just in case, which is really nice tech into the Akali. So any sort of aggression, any sort of dive, even if you think of tower diving him, you have to be weary, as Hayden is gonna pick up the scuttle. We might see a 2v2 in the top lane.
2v2 up on the top side. Apotheo gonna be pushed back towards that side of the map. Ignite is down, trying to find the dash. Apotheo is going to be grounded. Hayden dashing forward, looking to try and find some damage. Melly trying to stay alive here. Is a very, very low Cowsep. Gonna show up in the top side. Not much going to be found off of that one, though.
Both of these guys get stopped by the steadfast presence here. Both rooted, and Hayden and Melody though, they're playing with fires. I don't think they win this 2v2. Kled is gonna
No ignite
remount
on Kled,
very
though.
soon. No
They
ignite
have
on
no
Kled,
way
but
to deal with
Skarl-
the Udyr sustain.
Skarl is coming up here. Udyr sustain is pretty disgusting if you can get the power W, which he has ready to go. They might look for the 2v2. Udyr and Poppy looking to potentially turn this around. Both junglers, both top laners. They don't want to give up an inch of ground. Dallas.
Dallas differential looking for the play. The silence already down. He's gonna get rooted up as well. Next Winter taking a lot of damage. Chomper's down as well. One more flash. Auto will do it, and Dallas finds it. The Dallas diff is back, baby, swinging in favor of his team.
Big things are in Texas here, and Dallas is no different. Gets the kill onto the bot lane. Winter has the ghost ghost flash here. No heal, nothing to out heal that damage. Gets a nice little, not spray and pray, but a nice little invis into the full stack of poison. And unfortunately, Zolo Bomber didn't have enough mana for the shield. Couldn't polymorph, couldn't really do much. Nice little sneaky
Oh,
movement.
Ignite is down. Melody taking so much damage under the tower. The dive is there. Will he be able to find the outplay? And he will. Apotheo. Solo Bolo. 6 minutes in.
Yeah, and for those of you joining us right now from the low budget LCS, appreciate the raid here. Both of these teams have played 2 games so far earlier today, both 2-0. These guys are right now at the bottom of the standings, but they're looking to make a push. One of these teams is going to come out on top. One of these teams are going to go 3-0, and it's been really close back and forth from these teams. They've taken out some of the top standing teams. They've handed some of the top teams in our league their first loss. These guys are firing on all cylinders. The gold is close, nearly 100 gold apart, and you can see where the attention is going. Ducks into the bot lane, using the Dallas diff like you said, but on the top side, Apotheo with the ignite. Kled looking to put some damage onto Melody.
Yep, Winter taking a lot of damage to the shields, buying a lot of space. Hayden has no flash, trying to find the stun, but he's going to get polyed under the tower. The root not going to be found, but the healing is there to buy some space for Hayden. And Dallas diff having a great old time. Dallas gives, Dallas takes, but this time he's taken.
He takes some HP out of his own life, unfortunately. Not able to get the kill that he wanted. Not able to do the sneaky deaky invis into kill. You only fall for that once if you're next Winter. You don't fall for that twice. Once you don't see him in lane, that's when you start panicking. You start sweating. You start clenching around. But both of these teams not contesting the Dragons. Very, very late game focused. Lulu, Jinx, Twitch, Soraka. These guys don't want to skirmish and fight for early objectives. So we may not see this first dragon taken for at least another couple minutes. Not until at least these first mythic items are probably built.
And it's going to be a little while. It is Hextech Dragon. It's one of the strongest ones in the game. If you are going to fight for a dragon, this would be it. There are 2 dragons that I think, 3 that are really worth fighting for. Hextech, Infernal, and Mountain. Those give so much value gold-wise. And they just scale super, super well. Cloud and Ocean don't really do all that much. Ocean bails you out of a bad early game, yes, but Cloud doesn't really do much.
Yeah,
At least
I think
one.
the recent changes, right, to the dragons, that they had the 9% armor and magic is coming out from Mountain, and then the 6% ability, power, and attack damage coming out from Infernal. It makes those worth fighting for a little bit more into the early game. But both of these teams completely content on farming, completely even in gold. The attention is back and forth from these guys. Top laners, though, fighting so much as the gank comes in.
Oh, beautiful play. Polly there onto Hayden, but next Winter, look where you are, just trying to get the wave. But Hayden yoinks away the kill, but the wave is huge on the top side. Are they going to look for the dive? Cowsip has been called up. Are they going to look for it? They are just going to take some camps and be happy with that at the very least. But look at this wave that Winter is going to lose here.
Yeah, Winter's going to lose a lot here. Unfortunately, has died twice now. Once from a gank, and I guess once from Dallas here into that bot side. Calsep Jr., though, and Apotheo, they want to do something. The phone a friend has been called. Melly G does not want anything to do with this right now.
Well, the charge is going to go out here, but he is CC immune. He does not care. Finds a stun on the tower. Calsep taking so much damage. One more auto will do it, but the tower is not his friend. His tower is not defending his legacy.
He's gonna
as
take
he
one
will
more?
fall. One more will not do it because the Triumph is there, and Kled reigns triumphant, but the Hextech Dragon is on the menu. They pulled it out. No need to worry about that Jinx rocket. No arcane ending of Season 1 today, but we will see that they are going to at least get a dragon.
They will pick up a dragon for their flavor, and that's what happens, right? Once a play is down in the bot lane, you see the Rhinos immediately respond to the top side. Apotheo has killed Melly G twice in the exact same fashion. Tower dive into Skarl dismount, into the Q knockback, into barely living with enough HP because of the Triumph. Hayden, though.
It is their flash, stun into the wall. They're looking for the big old play. The knockup is there, but the Hugify buys the space for next winter. Running for the hills. The Ghost will take him out to safety. Vroom, vroom, vroom. Amakar, and he's going for it. Looking to try and find that zap onto Quintic. Cannot do it, but it was a good return play coming in from next winter, knowing his limits and playing within it.
Yeah, both of these teams neck and neck right now. Still in gold, still in kills, and still in life bars at the moment. As you can see, one dragon going over to the Ducks. It hasn't made a difference yet. Melly G looking for something.
Trying to find the play here, but the dismount is found. Scarl has returned, and Melly G cannot deal the damage, and Apotheo will stay alive.
Yeah, this Carl mount up, saving him multiple times in this lane so far. Both of these top laners fighting so much, their CS numbers are looking a little rough. Both of them 50 CS at the 10.5 minute mark. Calcep Jr., though, looking to get a gank off once again. Melly G, though, I don't think you're safe. Even with Apotheo's health bar that low, they can potentially look to dive once again.
They could potentially, but they have no potential remount available. Apotheo is holding this wave in a good position. Melly, though, look for a play. 2 levels down, though. Can he have damage? Looking to find that Awakened Phoenix stance. The damage is coming out, but he has dismounted under the tower, and one more auto would have done, but Apotheo going to be able to walk out to safety.
And Dallas shooting for this CS here right now. Next winter and Zolo Bomber have taken their back. They've got the items in hand, the components, the recipes here to fight Dallas and Quintic. And yep, they smartly back away. You guys need to back. You've shoved the lane in. Can't really get a roam off if you're Soraka, although Quintic doesn't know she's standing on a ward here. Calcep Jr., they could potentially look to make a play. Look at how they're freezing this lane. They are dragging it to the tower. They are forcing the Ducks to try to come and break this and putting them in such a bad position. My God, they've called everybody down here. Calcep Jr. and Apotheo are
Quintic.
ready to go.
Quintic, my friend. Charge is coming for Quintic. Does have the flash, has the heal available. They're trying to look for the play here. Calcep, he's going to get zapped up. Apotheo is running forward, flying in the flash forward. Needlework is there, and Quintic is trying to survive for as long as possible. The heal buys a lot of space, but Dallas is here. The Dallas tip is coming forward. The flash finds the kill. Spray and praise, pray into the gods, and he's trying to live a long life, but Victor from Arcane will find that complete decimation and will find the play.
And the Rhinos over-aggress onto the Soraka. You get the kill, but what did it cost? 3 of your members, 3 of your carries, and Melly G was put so far behind in this lane, has picked up 2 solo plates of gold for themselves. And now the gold has swung in the favor of the Ducks. Victor gets a kill, Poppy gets a kill, Twitch gets a kill, and now everything is looking up for the Mighty Ducks.
Mighty Ducks are looking strong. Jay is chaotic, trying to stay alive here, but the exhaust will buy some space. Does he have another lane to flash for it? Uses the shuriken flip, will not find the kill, but Hayden may look for the play, cannot find it though. And Willobum forced to burn both Psalms, and Chaotic still walks away.
Chaotic walks away with the
Arcane
flash
gap
in hand. Arcane gap indeed right now as Victor is running this lane pretty much, right? Got those early kills, got the double buffs in the early game, has the Ludens ready to go, and Akali is still sitting on the components for that Hextech Proto Belt. This dragon is coming up in a little bit, so we're going to see potentially a fight coming out from the Rhinos and Ducks. Both of these teams want to scale. Another dive. The Rift Herald has been used.
Herald up in the top side. And they might just be able to take this tower down. They have a lot of damage. The wave needs to be cleared. Melly doing his best, trying to find this wave, trying to get himself at least some space. They will find the wave, but that's about it. The Herald will crash. But they could look for a redive here. Calcep is a little low, but Apotheo does have the ability to reset tower aggro. And the wave is next on the menu. They cannot find the kill, but Dallas doing so much damage here. Solo Bomber, can they find the kill? The flash out! The flash of hope does not matter because your hope will be quelled by the poison. The rat, again, could be an Arcane. You know, we saw a rat, but...
we saw a rat. We did see a rat.
There was
here.
a rat in Arcane.
And
Is it Twitch? We'll never know.
Our viewers weren't able to see what happened. Dallas gets the kill onto Zolo Bomber there next winter. Survived, but unable to return the kill. And now Melly G and Apotheo.
Wait, Melly! Your Conqueror should have started proccing.
Yeah, they would have known, but looks like Lobum is here on the bot side looking to get some retribution. Unfortunately, though, these plays coming out from Rhino, some of them have been very good, very proactive, but the Ducks have been able to respond accordingly. Although they do not have their eyes prepped for this dragon, both Chaotic and Hayden are on their way. They can turn this around. This is very scary for the Rhinos here. They are corralling themselves into the dragon pit.
No flash is available on either of the immobile backliners, but they do have the excitedness to get Jinx out to safety. And it's a Cloud Drake, you're fine giving that up, and it is, unfortunately, the Ocean Soul, not the greatest one in the world, but Cowsip, you have no flash, no way over the wall, but gonna be able to smite that away. Great work from Hayden, Chaotic showing his face.
Really good job there. And it looks like the Ducks were just willing to concede it. They don't want to take a fight. They lose. They could potentially lose. They are comfortably in the lead here. They're scaling cams. Wait a minute. A trap has been set.
Ooh, trap's been set. Hayden has no way out, gonna get rooted up by the Chompers, but a beautiful Keeper's Verdict will get them out and away. Up, up, and away they go, and they are able to walk out to safety. Great ultimate from Hayden, but we'll definitely have this for the next major fight as well. So just great usage there, knowing that he's safe, does not have to burn the flash, does not have to burn anything, just that ultimate.
Yeah, really nice from Poppy there. The trap was set, but the damage was not there. Unfortunately, Jinx does not have the Kraken Slayer, only has the Noon Quiver in hand. Compared to this Twitch 3-0-3 scoreline, that is definitely how you want to come out of laning phase. As Melly G, spell immune, he's immune.
Melly G
Nothing's
is
gonna
spell
happen
immune
here.
and might be looking to try and turn it around, but was able to dodge away from that pullback. Great use of that orange stance, you know, the horns. You know, what are we going to call it? You know, wings of the Phoenix, maybe? Claws of the bear? The,
Claws of the bear. I mean, we could call it what you want. This is the Spirit Guard Udyr right here, the turtle. Whacking and
that's a real
thwacking
turtle.
away.
You know,
Yeah,
shell
that
of the
is a real
turtle, I
turtle.
guess. Oh, we do see Empowered Phoenix Stance is going to be used. Melly thinks he does win this fight, but Ignite is down, burning away. Pothio stuck under the tower, going to reset the aggro, and the wave is going to be cleared. One summoner bird for one, and they are more than happy to take that. Lobum is going to be able to walk away. Dallas is going to use that spray and pray, but going to look to try and grab up this tower. Perfect Execution is available. Ignite is there too. Dallas trying to run for the hills. Protobelt is going to be used, but not going to be engaged on. And Hayden chasing away Kausa. Flash forward into the wall. Melly G running for it. Has the CC immunity. Will find the stun, and the wish will be granted as Apotheo is next on the menu. We take it down. Keep his verdict, but the remount is there. 1,000 health back into Apotheo's back pocket, but is forced to run for the hills as well. Lobum on the backside. Perfect Execution still available. No Rocket Belt, but that is A-okay. You have Shuriken Flip, you have Rocket, or sorry, you have Perfect Execution, but gonna be spotted out here. Dallas,
Dallas.
sneaky beaky, like looking for the player. The damage is there, but will he look for the kick? Dallas ghosting forward here. Ghost, but he's invisible. Lobum trying to sneaky his way out of this one, but Twitch is the better sneaker as they're looking to take one down. Flash forward from Dallas, cancels the auto. The poison is not enough, but Udyr moving at the speed of sound. Apotheo is going to join the fray as well. Not going to be spotted out by this one. Melly looking to run forward here. Apotheo looking to escort out his teammate to safety. One more auto will do it as Dallas will pick up the kill.
Finally picks up the kill after that wild goose chase. All the meanwhile, though, Next Winter was picking up gold, picked up the solo turret gold for himself in that bot lane on that Jinx, is trying to get back into this game, trying to match the pressure that Dallas has on this team. 4-0-3 scoreline for Dallas here has been contributing. All these team fights have been playing relatively safe, especially into a triple dive composition of RNO, right? The Kled, the Gwen, the Akali has been kept fairly safe by this Poppy and by this Soraka. It feels like the Rhino's window to win is shortening as the Ducks are further and further progressing this lead. Now 4,000 gold ahead at the 18.5 minute mark. And if this goes late game, this Twitch, this Victor will start taking over.
Yep, and Poppy just trying to save this tower here. Apotheo is going to be able to take that one down. Keeper's Verdict going to be used, but Hayden has no mana. Conquer is going to be proc very soon. Apotheo trying to duel as much as he can, but Poppy just does not care. Just bashes him in the head with a hammer.
Yep, beats him, bludgeons him, destroys his very essence and soul. As now Apotheo's on that 30-second death timer. The top lane turret finally going down to Melly G here. After all that pressure, after all those dives that they had to endure, Melly G will finally get some revenge from his jungler Hayden here, and they're gonna take that top lane turret, they're gonna get that gold, and Melly G is getting to that point where he can be unmatched in the side lanes.
Oh, stepped up too far. Cowsip gonna get stunned into the wall. Melly is dealing a lot of damage now, and they may be able to find this pick, but Gwen sustains so much, but it does not matter as she does fall. Melly finds that one, and look at the backside. Look where Dallas is the hugify, buys the space for Zolo Bomber. Lobum finds Quintic. Next Winter trying to find something here. Cannot get excited just yet, but onto the backside. Look at the two tanks. They've arrived, and Next Winter is gonna flash out. One more auto will do, but Dallas may be stuck in no man's land as the shutdown comes through. The Super Mega Death Rocket will find the kill, and Lobum has no perfect execution, may not have a way out here, trying to find the movement speed, trying to use that passer to get himself out, and he will live to tell another tale.
The support for support trade was there, but then Dallas got a little too greedy there. Tried to secure the kill onto Next Winter, but Kled came coming in with the ultimate. Dragon is up. And how are they going to fight this? Apatio, he doesn't have Kled, he doesn't have Scarl. He's not able to mount just yet, so he's pretty useless as a champion. Uh-oh, they're going to go for the kill here. They're just going to go for the Dragon.
They're going for the pick here. Hayden finds that pullback there, finds a stun knock up there onto the tower as well, and JS Chaotic goes 3-0-2. A killing spree for the Victor, and we're seeing which Arcane champ matters more this game.
Yeah, but now the Dragon has finally been started up. They're going to pull this out here. Dragon, Ocean, Soul on the menu for both of these teams. You have to believe this is going to feel good if you're the Ducks. You've got Ocean Soul, you've got a Soraka. Man, it would just build the spirit.
Got Nudir.
Both these tanks. You got a Nudir as Dallas.
Oh, Dallas, look for Chaos up here, but Gwen is immune, but is she immune to poison? No, she's not. Did not take her shots, as she's going to be taken down.
She might be immune, but she is not immune to death as Twitch finally takes her out of the game here. Puts her on that 30-second death timer, sends her back to the fountain. JS Chaotic picks up the blue. Still about a 4,000 gold lead for the Ducks, but momentum is in their favor. Baron is coming up. They drop the Rift Herald kind of lazily here. I don't think it's going to get a charge.
I mean, it's pretty tanky, but it has to clear this wave, but the Eye will get it taken down here.
Okay.
Nah, gonna fall.
Going to fall here. Unfortunately, that second Rift Herald not doing too much. Just clears the way for them. Looking their eyes towards the Baron here. They have the damage for sure. Victor, Twitch, and Udyr can shred this Baron pretty quickly. 3 members are on the bot side as well. Nobody is around for this Baron. They could take it if they set the vision up. If they start prepping it, they can force the Rhinos into a fight, and that's probably what they want to do. You can see the bait happening right now.
But look at that damage from Dallas. 2 autos did that to Lobum's health bar, and he's just going for it. Blade of the Rune King passive has already been proc, dealing so much damage here. He is not enough to do it. Flash for flash, they're gonna both get out.
LEG lurking onto the right side here, just looking, waiting for somebody to voice punch him so he can just immediately fist of the North Star this guy here, as finally these guys are going to start the Baron. Ducks have the damage, and all the meanwhile Chaotic is clearing the mid lane, so there's no way in hell they know that this is happening. They're looking at all that vision. Look at the pings, but there's no vision. They're face checking into this. This is so scary. The Baron goes down.
Nice and easy, lemon squeezy. They're going to be able to grab that one up. And Dallas head hunting, looking for some problems, but the controller going to spot him out. And Lobum trying to find the perfect execution. Cannot find the combo because the steadfast presence will stop his dashes as Kausam trying to get out. But that gravity well doing a lot of work here. But Gwen is immune. Gwen is strong, but her needle work is not enough. Pins and needles are only coming from Twitch as this fight is over, and they're looking to take down a tier 2.
Sticks and stones may break my bones, but also pins and needles hurt as well, as Twitch and Victor clean up the Rhinos. They get a clean 4 kills. They might just push for this inhibitor. They have the death timers. They won't end the game here. A lot of gold swinging into the pockets of the Ducks. What was once a 4,000 gold lead is ballooning close to 10 as the Ducks take the Baron, they take the inhibitor, and they're going to take their gold all the way back to the bank.
And they have a lot of gold in their back pockets here. They could look to just get a solid base off, get their items, and look to end the game on this Baron buff. Look at the Twitch. 3 items in his back pocket. Victor gonna grab up good components here, but Udyr trying to clear up that wave, trying to run for the hills, and you know, that is the power of the deer. Does not care, will clear waves, and just gonna look for a quick old base, but this may be a little lazy, but it is Baron buffed.
Yeah, it's Baron buffed. He's gonna finish that demonic embrace. A really nice damage item for this Udyr here. Maxing the R, it's going to do so much damage, it's going to shred through any sort of HP that the Rhinos have, and the Rhinos kept it close for most of the game, but now it is nearly a 10,000 gold lead for the Ducks. The Baron's in their hands. They're going to push mid lane down, they're going to push bot lane down 1-4, and they're going to look for a pick here. Dallas is playing with such confidence right now.
Aiden is taking a decent chunk of damage, but he has a Soraka in the back pocket, but the heal cut is there. Dallas flashing forward, dealing so much damage, but will they find the pick instantly? He is finally going to go down. Akali finds the execution,
Victor,
but the fight may not be over. Victor has arrived. Victor gets a double kill, and we're just telling you, Arcane Gap, baby. Victor is just too good.
Victor is too good right now. 2 members on the side of Rhino go down. This mid lane turret is definitely theirs. They're also going for the bottom lane tier 2. Baron is still up on these members for another minute or so, so they'll be able to push in here very, very confidently. Although their AD carry is down, they still have the damage to push. You see as the minions trickle in, Victor pushes the bot side. Both tier 2s go down. You have to believe this mid lane and bottom lane inhibitor turret will be going down very soon.
Look at Udyr, look at his health bar. It's going up. It's not going down at all. But Gwen on the backside has the needlework, looking to try and find that damage onto the Poppy, but she is just too tanky. Can they find anything? The true damage is there from the Riftmaker, but the dash is going to be canceled. Beautiful work with that steadfast presence. Chaotic, though, is stuck on the wrong side of the map, has no flash, has the exhausto. Pullback is going to be there. Gravity Well trying to buy some space, but Akali has shown up, and Castup is there as well. One laser may find a pick, but they cannot find it. 1,000 goals goes over to Apotheo.
1,000 gold over the Apotheo. Chaotic trying to join that fight from the backside. Didn't know the death timers. Apotheo came back up, but Melly G and Dallas is here. Dallas is here.
Dallas is here, and Apotheo steps up way too far forward. Flash of hope, flash of death. Dallas takes him out.
And they're gonna go put themselves onto Soul Point here. The Baron is up. They're gone. It's gone from their buff, so they're gonna take the Ocean Dragon here, put themselves on Soul Point at the 26 minute mark. Look for a 31-minute soul, but that game might just end beforehand as Lobum is looking for something.
Lobum's seen.
He's from
Lobum's seen.
nowhere.
Dallas over the wall, dealing so much damage, and Dallas is going to take that one, making sure to give the assist over to Melly as well.
Thought he was Solid Snake going behind enemy lines, but they found him. They were alerted, and he was taken out quite swiftly as Dallas doesn't even need to help with this dragon. He's like, I don't need it, guys. I'm going to take some more gold. They're going to probably potentially use this to push into the mid lane here, take that inhibitor turret. Top lanes are going in.
Oh.
Nice. Super mega death rocket, but just not enough to take it. You timed it almost correctly. You just didn't have the damage there ready to take, unfortunately. And Chaotic
See frontline Dallas looking for a pick. Look at him go.
Frontline Dallas, really, that's pretty much what he's doing, right? He's just walking in, bursting somebody out, and you can't do anything about it.
Aiden looking for Apotheo on the ball lane. Can he do it? We see this Poppy is very strong. 2 items in the back pocket, but this Cleaver, Mamie and Kled will be able to find this pick here. But that's a level 14 Poppy. How did that one happen? We do see Melly walking over to this bot side, trying to just be that front line. Dallas going to get spotted out there.
Oh, Dallas.
Oh my goodness, but onto the back line he goes. Dallas trying to stay alive, trying to heal up, trying to be brought to safety. And the peel is
Udyr
there.
with the
Udyr gets
triple.
triple. He's flying high like a phoenix soaring above the skies. And Castup's trying to find something onto the rat, but will the rat live? Will this sewer be enough? And we just found out that contamination will take down the doll.
Yeah, no Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles here. Nothing to deal with the rat, the big boy here. Ducks go 3-0 onto the night. Rhinos go 2-1. They're handed their first loss today. Both of these teams at the bottom of the standings looking to push themselves towards that playoff berth. Good game. It was kept close at the beginning, but the Ducks were able to fly high, like you said, soar above the Rhinos, and go 3-0 for the night.
Okay.
Oh my goodness. Quack, quack, quack.
Quack. Quack, 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 man. Dude. What happened with the Ducks? Well, you guys drank water at the same time. That was really funny. Anyways. Someone clip that, please. That was amazing. Now, okay, please, someone tell me, did the ugly duckling come back over the hill or something? What happened, man? The Ducks have turned into an entirely different team, where not only can they beat the top team in the league, but they can prove that it wasn't just a fluke and come in and beat the Rhinos again! Okay, Rhinos get 2 games. Not the prettiest games of their day, unfortunately. Now, Salt, why are the Ducks so good? What happened? Did they get a new player? Did they, are they pulling their stuff together? What's going on?
Dallas diff. Dallas diff. Can we get a Dallas diff in chat, please? Where are my Dallas diffs? But
So
yes,
it's just Dallas.
coming back, showing up huge here today, especially on stream. Looking fresh. It's been a minute, my boy. You look good.
Wow. Okay, Shibby.
Dallas,
Yeah. Is it just Dallas? Is it Dallas? Diff?
Dallas is that guy. He came in guns a-blazing. He said, "No, what? This 016. Hold on. Let me put my backpack on. Everybody come in. I'm gonna carry everybody onto the Ducks here. 3-0 on the night. A fantastic performance on the Twitch. I would be surprised if he's not the MVP of this game, and potentially the MVP of all 3 games if we got to see them. And this guy performed very, very well. Really nice turnaround. We could see a late half resurgence from the Ducks. The Hounds, the Wolves, the Grizzlies, the Hornets, they better watch out, because those ugly ducklings that you ignored in the first half of the season, well, they've blossomed into a beautiful and strong powerhouse in VRD, and hopefully they can keep this performance up.
Okay, at the start of the stream, I was like, the Ducks are 0-6. They might have a hard time. I wasn't expecting them to win all 3 games in a row, man.
Oh,
That's
3.
insane. All 3. That Dallas diff. I gotta have Dallas coach me, man. I don't know how you're carrying all 4 other people, but I can't seem to do that. Maybe my backpack's just too heavy. My teammates are too heavy, but it looks like the Ducks have managed to pull everything they need together. And if Dallas really is the one making the major difference, then they've worked out how to unify around Dallas and use them as the center of the team. So, was it Dallas getting a head salt that just won them the game? At what point again did we see the Ducks find their footing in the game and start climbing out of control? And what was it that let them do that?
So they played around a really solid matchup they had in the bot lane, right? Twitch and Soraka, not really the easiest things to punish, but what you can punish though is a Jinx, is a Lulu, especially if the enemy jungler is a Gwen. You're Poppy, just play for ganks, and that's exactly what happened. Hayden, great pathing, made sure Dallas was able to get those kills over and over and over again. And Quintic just being that good old Soraka support, doing her thing, but we do have MVP available for us.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's crazy, guys. Oh my god. No way. What a controversy. They gave it to Dallas. Okay, look, I would talk about this, but we just did. So, yeah, Dallas' MVP, 12 kills, 2 deaths, 9 assists. Unbelievable performance from the little rats that it managed to sneak in on the side of the Ducks. Now, what's up? What were you saying, Sal, about the control the Ducks were getting on that game?
So they recognized that their top side wasn't looking very hot. They showed up when they needed to, yes, to maybe protect against dives. But other than that, they were playing well towards the bot side, well towards the mid. They played towards that bottom side of the map over and over, getting control over dragons, giving up the one that they knew wasn't really worth fighting over, and just got everything they wanted and more. They punished mistakes. They used the Twitch invis spectacularly. They played around that very well, having Hayden waiting in the wings, letting that Twitch walk up and just open up from behind, giving them a bad pathway. Winter and Zolo just can't walk in a good way if there is a Twitch blocking your path. They don't have that one-shot capability. They don't have the ability to say, hey, we want to turn. We're going to turn on this Twitch. You can't do that if you have Lulu and Jinx. You can poly him, but that only delays the inevitable. You can poly the Poppy to stop the CC, but that doesn't stop the Twitch. It's just a lose-lose situation.
Wow. And, I mean, I was about to ask, do you think Ducks can take down the top dogs? I remember they already did. So, Ducks now coming in as an extremely powerful force. They've got Dallas on their tail, and they've got an extremely cohesive team composition they finally managed to unlock after a period of playing. And that's what happens in draft. I remember you told me last time we were casting together, Salt, was that a lot of the time draft teams have really bad cohesion, and that's kind of... Sorry, I had a bit of a freeze there. Anyways, I'm back. Yeah. It's kind of one of the challenges that comes with the draft league. A lot of the time in pro play, teamwork is like, it's there, but most teams have like, it's within like an upper range. In draft, it's it's a pretty big margin of teamwork that it could be, and it seems like Ducks have managed to climb their way up to the upper end of this scale. So, on that note, is there any other finishing notes we have to talk about that game first? Shibby? Salt?
I'm good.
Yeah, I mean, that was a very clean 3-0 from the Ducks. It was close in the beginning. Rhinos kept it close, but just Ducks were able to prevail. They were able to use their team cohesion. They were able to pull ahead, and they just made all the kind of the right plays, right? As we hit that mid to late game, and that might be a Dallas diff, that might be a team diff, that just might be these guys finally syncing up and playing together. And yeah, Ducks are they're a mighty force to be dealt with.
So watch out for the Swarmer Ducks. Watch out for the Swarmer Hounds, which are still absolutely a threat on the board. A lot of the teams are starting to come out of their hibernation. They're waking up. They're starting to look scary. So make sure you don't miss next week's draft. It's going to be at the same time, which is 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, correct? That's what you guys are looking at? It's 9 o'clock in the morning for me, so easy to remember that way. 9 o'clock in the morning for me, guys. That's when you got to come. Yeah, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Be here. Don't miss out on the action. Look, Ducks are going crazy. I'm going crazy. Salt and Shibby are going crazy. Well, you might just go crazy too. So make sure you don't miss it. Have a wonderful rest of your night. Don't get too crazy and sleep well. Sweet dreams, and I'll see you all next week.
Yeah.
too fast, life is moving in slow-mo. I'm a god, but I actually don't know. Homie, better put your pride aside. I'm a Benz, get more like a Volvo. Your best stuff looks like my words. Synapses, fire, and burst. Got the whole crew with me, about to do damage. You know we ain't average. I ain't gonna say this again, but it's in my time. Better look in my eyes. I'm a genius in the skies with my heart on my sleeve. You force you a block to a king in his prime. Everybody got a line. Sit back with the stars in line. I finesse like my life on the nine. Was a diamond in the rough, and now I shine.
No one could stop us, they'll try, but they won't. Nada nos puede parar. Oh no, we're wide awake now. Our eyes are wide open. We're running this world. We're keeping it turning. We're living like giants. Yeah, giants. We're bigger than giants. We're giants. Oh, sleeping giants. Sleeping giants. Yeah. Shutting it down. Been in the grind, and my people all up in this place. Spinning this thing, go to my rank. Royalty up in my veins. I'm loco, think I'm so cold. I say something, ain't no going back. Now they ask where Kiki's at. I'm like, you can't hang with that. 쏟아져 빛이 멀게 된 눈이 멈추지 않아. Once we go, 내게 더운 날로 모든 배워 빨리 달려. 넌 못 따라와. True damage we do it. True damage 보여줄게. 뭐든 쉽게. 이기든 지든 my crew make the beat. No one could stop us. They'll try, but they won't. Nada nos puede parar. Oh no, we're wide awake now. Our eyes are wide open. We're running this world. We're keeping it turning. We're living like giants. Yeah, giants. We're bigger than giants. We're giants. It's not the way we're waiting, but we coming right back. This time they're gonna see how we do it like that. We're living like giants. Yeah, giants. We're bigger than giants. We're giants. Oh, sleeping giants. Sleeping giants.
I keep on shattering time. I might just leave you behind. Homie, you stuck on rewind. You just quit sleeping on mine. You got your back on reclined. When I damage your delicate spine, please don't act out, shy and surprised. They be like, what you mean? What is your winning scheme? I got a giant team. Biggest my self-esteem. Run it back, running man. They think they go hard, I'm like, come again. You run out of time and I'm busting in. While you stumbling,